Okay, here we are again. So, we will watch the intro and then we'll get ready to go. Hey, Lifeblood, how's it going? Welcome. Just gonna watch through the intro and then we'll get started. Let everybody filter in. Giving them a few minutes. What is level of the Pokemon during the final boss usually? So the final boss of this game is a bit of a spike in levels because the expectation is that you'll be at around level 50 when you go into the last set of trainers. And the final boss themselves has Pokemon that are at level 61, actually. So, like, the trainers before the final gauntlet of trainers have level 50-ish Pokemon. And then the final boss, who is after a string of about 4 or 5 other trainers, has, like, level 60 Pokemon. So there's quite a lot of a level jump there. And we'll account for it. It's just going to be a little bit... We'll be a little over-leveled for part of it, and then we'll be under-leveled for the next part of it. So, but yeah, you can expect that the endgame boss will have around level 60 Pokemon. So... Meanwhile, we'll be lucky if we hit the mid-50s before we fight them. But that's okay. Alright, I took a drink. I know what I'm up to. Let's get started. Decided, after last time, yeah, you know what? There's a couple of trainers that I could have fought before going into the Under that I didn't end up actually fighting, so I said, you know what? I already am done purifying Entei and Ledian. I might as well just meet you here in A-Gate so we can go purify them before we go fight the next Cypher Administrator. So that's what we're going to do. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Pokemon Coliseum, the Stream Edition. Last time, we first visited the Under after defeating Dakeem at Mount Battle. We snagged his Shadow Entei, and I got it purified after... I think it took about 45 minutes of walking around, and it has an impish nature, so it's receptive to walking around, and it still took 45 minutes to do it. So it has a really high shadow part to its heart gauge. Ledian, by extension, took about 20 minutes because it's adamant, so it's also receptive to that. But, well, it's telling when a Pokemon has a nature that increases its attack, and its attack is still lower than its special attack. So, and Ledian is no Alakazam, that's for sure. So anyway, they're both done, and that'll lead us to having all of the Shadow Pokemon we have currently purified. But before we do that, I figured we'd fight a trainer, this trainer right here. Because I didn't fight him before, and now we actually, well, technically we could fight him as soon as we beat Dakeem, I think, is when he becomes available to fight. So we'll fight him now. Final boss has only Shadow Pokemon, right? That's really hard. So that's the next game. In the next game, the final boss has 6 Shadow Pokemon for you to catch. In Colosseum, you only ever have to worry about there being one Shadow Pokemon per team. But to compensate for that, the final boss's levels are really, really high. So, yeah, it's in this game you only ever have to worry about there being one Shadow Pokemon per team. In XD, which is the next game, we'll be playing that eventually, probably in another couple of months, we will, the final boss will have 6 Shadow Pokemon, a whole party of them, so it'll take quite a bit of doing to catch that one. We're going to need a lot of Ultra Balls and Timer Balls, so. Well, good. Let's see what you've got then. Good to learn from, I mean, these elders that are living here in this village have probably been doing this stuff for 50-something years, so they could probably teach you a thing or two. I just wish they'd teach you a thing or two about those damn boots you have on. Again, looks like you're wearing socks with sandals, man. I'm bored. Okay, so yeah, I mean, nothing too special about this one. Just kind of take care of the Swellow, we'll take care of the Rhyhorn, we'll take care of whatever comes in after that, and we'll be in good shape. And then we'll let Espeon and Umbreon fight the other fight that I didn't do, and after we're done with that one, we will head back to the Under, and we'll use the right disc so we can finally confront the next Cypher Administrator. Yeah, good to know. You're welcome. Glad I could help. Thankfully, the Rhyhorn that's over there does not have the Lightning Rod ability. I mean, I guess I could have just Helping Hand Surfed instead, and that would have done Mondo damage to Swellow to begin with, but this'll do. I think they do that at some point in the game, though. Like, they have a trainer that has a Rhydon, I think, that has Lightning Rod, and they use a lot of flying and water types to compensate for the fact that they have this weakness. Rhydon has Lightning Rod, so it draws all the attacks, electric attacks that you'd normally use, and then it, of course, nullifies them because it's ground type, so. Everybody's missing this turn. Let's try that again, shall we? There you go. I knew you could do it there, Qwilfish. Now let's see you hit for more than 2 hits. Okay. That's 2. And that's 3. Perfect. I think I'm going to need something for grass types eventually here. Because Poison Sting and Pin Missile just ain't cutting it. But we'll figure that out later. I'm going to kind of try to blast through the story a little bit here, because of the fact that, like, I'm going to try not to do too much stuff with Mount Battle, because we could go to Mount Battle right now, and we could fight our way to probably Area 5 or 6 at the moment, but I'm going to try not to do too much stuff with Mount Battle for right now, because I want to try to get my whole entire team together, excuse me, before I reach level 50, and I eventually basically want to have all of the Pokemon in my team of 6 at level 50, because that'll save us a little bit of time and energy when we're trying to get something that I want to get, namely some TMs from Mount Battle. If you get everybody to level 50 at about the same time, there's a method that you can use to get some battle points, or rather, not battle points, Poke Coupons, without having to gain too much experience. So I will be using that instead of just over-leveling my Pokemon like crazy. Anyway, we can purify Entei and Ledian now. So let's do Ledian first, just because it's easier. And then we'll let Celebi purify one of the legendary beasts remotely. They're even making Celebi work from home. That sucks. So yeah, Ledian gets Baton Pass. It's, again, really not all that useful Pokemon, I don't think. It's just kind of... It's a worse screener, in my opinion, than Espeon is, because, again, Espeon can screen, but it also has Helping Hand, and in addition to both of those things, it can also hit really hard with Psychic, so yeah, not my cup of tea, Ledian. I don't think I'd ever use it. So, and then Entei gets Sunny Day, which is not bad. Might actually use that at some point. Not necessarily for, like, actually using it in battle, but I might actually use it for making it easier to catch a Shadow Pokemon in a little while. I don't think I'll need it now, though. We'll see. Which one was the Slowking and Slaking combo? So that's the final boss of Colosseum. So we'll be seeing that combo. Hopefully we won't be seeing that combo in this game. I'll be trying to play around it so that they both don't hit the field at the same time, because if they both hit the field at the same time, you're screwed! I just remembered also that we should probably go see if the gentleman up here has found any new berries with his Taillow, so I'm gonna go check. And then we'll head off to fight that second trainer, and then we'll quit fiddling around and we'll go finally confront the third Cypher Administrator. Oh, Wiki Berry. Okay. I think that's one that, if your Pokemon doesn't have the right nature, it can confuse you. Like, it'll heal you, but it'll also confuse you if you don't have the right nature. I think. You can look. Yeah. Yep, it is. Okay. So nothing too special, but again, at one point or another, we might get another Leppa Berry or a Lumberry, something like that. So I figure, if we're here, I might as well grab it. Okay, and the next trainer that I want to fight is here at Mount Battle, because the athlete out front is actually ready to re-challenge us. So we will re-challenge her. Nothing too special about it. It's pretty much exactly the same as it was before, but it gives us an idea that Mount Battle's back to normal, so we can start the challenge whenever we want. But before we do that, well, we need to warm up with her, and then warm up by catching the rest of our team. So my goal is to have my team of 6 assembled by not the end of this episode, but the end of the next episode. And I think we should be able to do it, because we're almost done in the Under. Once we're done there, there's one more full dungeon to go through, and then like half of the final dungeon to go through. And once we've got both of those taken care of, I'll have my team of 6. Yeah, I know, I won't have my full team of 6 until halfway through the final dungeon, but it's okay. We'll get to use them for Mount Battle, we'll get to use them for the final gauntlet and the post-game as well. So, as well as the Coliseum challenges, because we did all of Phaenax Stadium already, but we still have all of Pyrite Coliseum to do. There's 4 rounds there. There's 4 rounds in the Under Coliseum, which we'll be able to do. I think as soon as we're done in the Under, we can go do that, but we're not going to do that for a while. And then, after that, there is another Coliseum that we'll be going to later that we can do. So, we'll work on that when the time comes. Nice crit. Probably would have KO'd without it, but I mean, it's just an Abra, right? Like, it's not gonna... It doesn't have that high of special defense, so... Okay, so that takes care of the 2 trainers that we could refight here. You can't re-challenge either of them, as far as I'm aware, until the post-game. So, probably a good idea to fight them now, just to get that little extra experience, and, I mean, maybe the little extra money will help, you never know. So, yeah, maybe you should have cooled down a little, maybe walked around a little bit instead of... Oh, okay. You're a bit of a masochist, aren't you, Athlete Idel? Adel? I don't know how to pronounce it, but running before a battle was not a good idea. Gasping for breath, starts running again. Alright. You do you. Doesn't seem like you're in a good place there. Seems like you're overworking yourself, but what do I know? Yeah, and Abra. Oh no, quick catch it before Abra used teleport. Yep. Boy, I've had that happen to me a few times. Hell, I think at one point in one of my other Pokemon playthroughs we'll be trying to catch an Abra for the team, so it'll probably happen again. That'll be fun. Okay, so that takes care of that. Before going into this next fight, you're probably going to want to have a few net balls. I already bought a whole bunch of them for myself, and I mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. Bring some net balls into this fight. It'll make it a lot easier to catch the thing that we're going to catch here. I think I will restock on fresh waters and lemonades after we're done in the Under, just so that way I'm not like running back and forth to the vending machine every single time I want to go. So, and as for this... Excuse me. I'm going to put Ledian away, but I'm going to keep Entei in the party, actually, because it might come in handy just to switch it in to use Sunny Day. I might even take Hitmontop out to intimidate things, so we'll keep those 2 there. I'm not planning on using them, but hey, if it lets me intimidate and make it a little easier to catch the next Shadow Pokemon, then you know what? So much the better, I suppose. Alright, so let's ride the UFO back across. And then put a different disc in it, so that the UFO will know the way. Didn't mention it before, I don't think, but there is a treasure chest off to the left there. We'll need the left disc in order to get that one, but, well, unfortunately the left disc is the last one you get in the game, and we will not be getting it for a long time. Kind of makes the item that's inside of that treasure chest a little useless, considering how long it takes for you to get the left disc, but, oh, whatever, it's fine. They fixed that mistake in the sequel. They give you the item that's in that chest earlier in the game, like actually during the main game instead of in the post-game. So, yeah, makes it a little easier. Well, anyway, this is where the right disc took us. And are we all good to go? Do I want anybody else in the front here? No, I think Espeon and Umbreon should do pretty well for us. They're a good combo for most of the fights to start with. Oh, excuse me. Good Lord. That's the trouble with eating lunch a couple of hours before you do this stuff. Uh-oh. We're interrupting we're gonna be the live studio audience here in a minute. I'm just gonna raid the set real quick, see what they got in the back rooms. Ooh, rare candies, nice. Probably sell those. I usually don't use them, to be honest, because they're worth a decent chunk of money, so much the better for me. What about her left profile? Is it less flattering? I don't know how that works. Can everybody hear me out there? Oh, the chest isn't even here, okay. There's a treasure chest that is up in the corner there, but apparently it's not here until after you chat with this lady. Well, it'd be a bit of a long story to explain. Instead of that, just know that I'm here to hold you up. Oh, they have a blacklist for us in headquarters? That's great. Well, it's kind of easy to find you. All I had to do is find the right disc. So... okay, sure you will. Let's see it then. She doesn't do so much squashing as much as she does tie a leather belt around your neck and repeatedly pull on it until you choke to death, but the metaphor is still there, I guess. So now we're fighting the third Cypher Administrator, Venus. And her main strategy is to use Attract to try to make it so you lose your turn. Will mean we'll be switching quite a lot, because she has 2 male Pokemon and 2 female Pokemon, and they all know Attract. My main goal in the beginning of the fight is going to be to get rid of the female Pokemon, and as it turns out, she sent both of them out right away, which should make it a little easier for us to get rid of them. Now, do I want to taunt the Delcatty, or do I want to help Espeon KO the Vileplume? I'm not sure if Espeon will be able to KO the Vileplume. I'm gonna double team the Vileplume just in case I don't manage to KO with Psybeam. I might get a low roll. Yep, that's what I thought. Vileplume is the biggest threat on her team out of the non-Shadow Pokemon that are available, so I want to get it out of here as soon as possible. Delcatty, it pretty much just uses Attract and that's it. It has a few super effective moves it can use against you, but it's really not that threatening. So, but we got rid of the big threat right away, so that's good. And the more of her female Pokemon I get rid of, the better off we'll be, because, well, my team is all male, so they can all be attracted by the female Pokemon, but the male Pokemon cannot be attracted by other male Pokemon. Because, I don't know, I guess Pokemon still, to this day, and at the point in this game was developed, wasn't thinking about same-sex relationships that way. So, whatever. I'm going to put a Reflect up, because Banette is definitely going to murder me with Shadow Ball if I don't put a Reflect up, so... I hope I'm going to put a Reflect up anyway. There we go. Yeah, that was on the first stream. It was probably about an hour into the stream that she finds out that he was a criminal before they met, yeah. So, she got over it pretty quick, all things considered. So, this might hurt a little. Yeah, okay, so the combination of Double Edge and Shadow Ball, which is definitely something that Banette's going to use, yeah, is probably going to KO Espeon, but I got a Reflect up, so that'll help a little bit with the rest of this. Yeah, I figured. Sorry, buddy, I'll get you up in a minute. And next, I think... Who do I want to send in next? I could send in Hitmontop and Intimidate and then swap out after that. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to do that, because both of these are physical attackers, so... Get that Intimidate going. Hitmontop, you get to be an honorary team member for a little bit because of Intimidate. And then we'll swap Qwilfish in, because her next Pokemon that she'll send in is weak to water. So this should put us in decent shape. She might also attract me, and by me, I mean Qwilfish with Delcatty in about 2 seconds, but yeah, it should be okay. You could also use Taunt to just prevent her from doing that, but her base healed as soon as I could. So, yeah. I also could have just not switched until, you know, I found out that here's her next one, Steelix, but... whatever. Might be switching back out. Yeah, we're going to be switching back out. That's fine. I can actually use that to my advantage anyway, because I can get Hitmontop back on the field and Intimidate again, so... Now then, how do I want to do this? I think... Like I said, you could be using Taunt to make it so that Delcatty doesn't do dumb shit to you, but I think I might just kind of focus on it a little bit, because once I get Qwilfish back on the field, I should be able to just knock out Steelix and a couple of Surfs, so... If I can weaken Delcatty down a little bit, that'll make it a little easier. I love how Steelix is so big, you just can't even see the little particle effects of its status going down, it just glows. Oh boy. Okay, so she has Thunderbolt. That's kind of gross, but whatever. And now for the Taunt. Okay. They really like concentrating on that top left slot, don't they? Maybe I should be sticking Umbreon up there so that they don't concentrate on that so hard. Let's see. So, I think it would be a good idea now to revive Espeon with Hitmontop's turn, so let's do that. There we go. Now the funny part is that the Shadow Pokemon don't feel sad that they're being taken from the trainer because they don't have emotions. Yeah, yep, they don't even think about that stuff, they're just killing machines, essentially, so then when you take them, they're like, okay, well, I guess I'm here now. Let's see if Secret Power does equivalent. Oh, okay, that was a crit, nice. I believe the extra effect is Paralyze in here, so that helps a little bit. This is on Hitmontop, isn't it? Yep. Excuse me. That's fine. And dumb shit. She's using Earthquake without using Protect. You might want to think about that one next time there, Venus, because that's not really going to work for you. Especially with Reflect Up. Of course, I got to be a little careful too now, because if she keeps using Earthquake, well, Problem Officer, she's going to KO her Shadow Pokemon for me, which would not be good. Because it's Suicune. And yeah, I spoiled it 2 seconds before, but it was her last Pokemon, so of course it's her Shadow. Alright, well, with that being said, I think Qwilfish, it's time for you to come out. Hopefully Earthquake doesn't hit too hard. And I would like to start weakening the Steelix if I can. I might Secret Power it. It has base 200 defense, so this will do nothing at all, but if I have a chance to paralyze it, that would be a good chance, so... Because you can't paralyze it with Thunder Wave or anything like that, because it has that secondary ground typing, but Stun Spore will work, obviously Body Slam will work, and then Secret Power, of course, will work too. And Qwilfish, thankfully, resists most of what Suicune can do, so that's pretty good. We just got to worry about Earthquake, basically. And we've still got Reflect Up. Steelix is at -1. We got the Paralysis. Perfect. And that should make this a little easier. Alright, well there goes our Reflect. Not good, but we'll figure that out eventually, so I'm not too concerned. Alright, so let's do Surf. We'll do... I don't have Helping Hand to help out, but I guess I could Feint Attack it and do a little extra damage. And it'll only barely scratch Suicune, which is not too bad. I want to try to get Suicune down to about half HP, just like usual. So, but I want to get Steelix out of here first, because it's kind of going to sit there and do stupid shit if I don't get rid of it, so... Or it'll get paralyzed twice, and then we'll be fine, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so Earthquake will probably kill Hail Quillfish. Stab, so, oh, okay. -1 helped me there. Didn't do quite that much to Suicune, and yeah, Umbreon's fine, so it's good. We're all good. We're all good. Well, mostly good. Let's do that, and I will Lemonade up Quillfish so I can just kind of hang out for a little bit. Once we get rid of Steelix, Quillfish is in pretty smooth sailing. It's just Shadow Rush we gotta worry about, so. Vaporeon has a lot of water, and Suicune can purify water, so Suicune can purify Vaporeon. Probably could, if, you know, they were to sit next to each other and Suicune was to be non-Shadow and Vaporeon was Shadow, it could probably fix the problem right there for us. Well, Hitmontop got some additional experience, but we don't really need to worry about that. Alright, so now, I think we switch Espeon in, and I think we do... Actually, I definitely want to get Plusle in here to T-Wave, so I think what I'll do is... I'm going to heal Espeon, because I want to bring Espeon back in to put up a Reflect and a Light Screen if possible. So, and then we'll swap in Plusle right here. Get a T-Wave off. It might only get a T-Wave off and then faint if it gets Shadow Rush twice, but it's okay. We'll be alright. Worst comes to worst, I'll just use Secret Power to get it there. But, I don't know. Ow. That's not very nice. Okay, so now... Let me get Espeon in now on Quillfish's turn. And we will T-Wave with Plusle so we can do a little bit of status shenanigans here. Yeah, here drink an unhealthy soda to refresh your health. Yeah, that only really works in Pokemon. Yeah, their metabolism gets rid of that stuff real quick. If we were to do that, it would just make us fatter, unfortunately. Or give us diabetes. In exchange for giving us extra HP, we just become diabetic. That's just great. Let's see. So, put a Reflect up, and I'm going to use Plusle's turn to throw a Net Ball. If Plusle faints, it's okay, because there's no more experience being gained in this battle, but we might get lucky. You never know. It's 4 times effective on Water Pokemon and Bug Pokemon, so we might get lucky. Let's see it. Okay, well, that's about what I expected, so... It'll slowly knock itself out with Shadow Rush, and maybe it'll start using Surf after this because I just put up a Reflect. But once I put up Light Screen, it'll probably stop using Shadow Rush. Or stop using Surf, rather, and start using Shadow Rush again. But, well, you know. It's no good. Sorry, Plusle. Alright, now we can bring Quillfish back in. I probably should have brought in Hitmontop, but Reflect and Light Screen will handle it, I guess. We'll be alright. Like I said, Quillfish resists most of what Suicune can do anyway, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. So we'll put up the Light Screen, and I'm going to throw Net Balls until we get down to 10, and then I'll start alternating them between Net and Ultra Balls, and we'll see what happens. Or maybe I'll throw Timer Balls, too, because we've gotten up to about that amount of turns at this point, to where they're going to be pretty good as well. Not as good as Net Balls, but you never know. So now we've got both of our screens up. Very good, very good. And that will put us in decent shape. I'll probably use one of the turns that I've got here to revive Plusle, just so I can have it all taken care of, and then I'll throw a ball on the other one. Because I don't got anything else to do now. Suicune's in good shape. I don't want to weaken it anymore, because it'll probably weaken itself with Shadow Rush. So, right, let's revive Plusle. I could also switch in Hitmontop. I might do that next turn, so... Throw a normal Pokeball? Okay, I'll throw a normal Pokeball on the next turn just to see what happens. You never know, I mean, even though it has a lower multiplier, you can still catch this thing with a normal Pokeball, so... I'll toss it next turn. Because why not? Maybe I should leave Light Screen down. I mean, it'll deal more damage to me, but it won't be recoiling itself into oblivion, you know, if I do that. So, alright, regular old Pokeball. There we go. We'll switch in Hitmontop, we'll Intimidate it down, and then we'll be okay. Hopefully. Alright, I'm trusting you, Pokeball! Yeah, well, it was worth a shot. We'll go back to net balls for a couple of turns, and then, like I said, we'll swap between that and timer balls. I'll probably have to go buy more timer balls soon anyway, because we're going to need them for another capture coming up. So, now the trouble with Shadow Rush is that it always does a fixed amount of recoil damage. It's 1/16 of their maximum HP. So if they use it 16 times in a battle, well, they're done. They're dead. So it doesn't matter if you intimidate them. That's just to make us more survivable. But yeah, excuse me. It does not help when you're trying to, you know, avoid getting KO'd and stuff. Avoid them getting KO'd, that is. But the more it weakens itself, the more likely this net ball is to capture it, so, or whatever ball we use. So. Oh, we got one more shake. That's not bad. We're getting there. Slow but sure. I forget exactly how many more net balls we're going to need after this. I don't think we're going to need them again around here. But I think there's like 5 or 6 more shadow Pokemon that are either water or bug type, so it'll come in handy for us to use them in the future. So, I'll start with another net ball, and then we'll go to a timer ball after that, I think. Yeah, the catch rates on these legendary beasts are not exactly high, so might be here a little while. It just kind of depends. You might get lucky and get it in the first couple of tries, or you might get unlucky and end up throwing most of your balls at it. So, you know, it just depends. Probably going to heal Espeon next turn, I think. Maybe Suicune is picky about what ball it wants to be caught in. Maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe it's like, nope, you gotta catch me in a timer ball, or else I don't want to be caught. Maybe Pokemon have preferences. I don't know. Well, let's try it. Wonder how expensive it is to make a Shadow Pokemon? That's a good question. They gotta have a decent chunk of money, considering how deeply they've infiltrated all aspects of society in the Ore region, you know? So, it's probably a pretty expensive operation, all things considered, but I don't know. It's a good question, though. Okay, yeah, that's manageable. 20 damage, 22, and then you're taking, okay, 13. Yeah, that's manageable. I can deal with that, and that means it won't be knocking itself out as quickly, so I'll just have to worry about it on the turn when Reflect wears off. And that's about it. I'm just gonna use Call at this point, because I got nothing else to do. So, yeah, I need a Super Ball now. You know what I need right now is I need a critical capture. One of those quick shakes where it only does the one shake and then it's caught immediately. So, sadly, that's not in this generation, so we can't abuse it. Might throw an Ultra Ball next turn, actually, instead of a Timer Ball. I'll try to conserve my Timer Balls because I'd like to, like I said, use them in the near future. So, let's see. Let's throw an Ultra Ball. So we'll just alternate between the 3. And then for you, I might heal you, actually. Yeah, we'll Fresh Water you. Why not? I'll get a little extra money out of this fight, so I'll be able to rebuy these drinks that I'm using and stuff. The revives aren't really all that big of a deal either, so. Now that we've done that stadium challenge, we've got a little extra money to throw around, so that'll help. Got it! Perfect. It did have a preference. It was an Ultra Ball. That's fine. I'll take it. And we've defeated Venus. Perfect. How do you know? Maybe I was recording the whole time. Oh, boy. Oh, that's the German name for a Great Ball? Okay, gotcha. Well, if the Ultra Ball hadn't worked, I would have thrown the Great Ball next turn, so would have at least color coordinated, you know. I, Garland, shall knock you all down. Run away! Run away! Sure you will. And she runs off like a chump. So that's fun. Now the chest is over here. I don't know, maybe she dropped it during the battle, but it contains TM45, Attract, which I guess makes sense considering we just fought the Attract the boss fight. And this is, I think, the last Einfile. Einfile F. Yeah, his final report. Some interesting discoveries were made about the purification process. There are several ways to cause the opening of the heart's door, and the resulting effects appear to differ with the original nature of the Pokemon, like I've been saying this whole time. Also, as the purification process advances, the Shadow Pokemon regains its moves and its original nature. When the purification process is complete, the Pokemon regains all the experience points it has accumulated, perhaps even enough to level up. By effectively using these features, it may be possible to create even more powerful Shadow Pokemon by making them more resistant to that, I would assume is what he means. Shadow Pokemon Lab, Chief Hein. Thankfully, you don't have to go all the way back to the Pokemon Center there, because they give you a full heal after that fight, so that's not too bad. How are we doing on experience, anyway? Okay, you're a little ahead, you're a little behind, and you're a little ahead. So Umbreon and Qwilfish are a little ahead. Espeon and Plusle are a little behind, but that's okay. Not really a big deal. And I think in a minute we'll go take care of putting Entei and Hitmontop away. We shouldn't need them again for a little bit, but we don't have to worry about doing that too quickly because, well, she's going to take that door. I guess we'll chase after her first, and then I'll show you the thing I was going to talk about. So let's give chase so it's not like, hey, you know, I just ran off and then she's doing whatever she's doing. But yeah, if you try to go through the same door that she went through, well, she'll take this elevator all the way down to the bottom floor of this big old stairwell here. And unfortunately for us, the elevator does not come back up. It cannot be summoned by tapping A on the door or anything like that, so yeah, we have to take the long way around. And unfortunately, that leads through a whole bunch of trainers with a bunch of Shadow Pokemon. But you don't have to repeat the fight if you miss one of the Shadow Pokemon because, well, you can refight those guys later. But in addition to that, if you unlock this door, you're right back over here, underneath the Under Coliseum. That might be a little while, man. She just had to step out for probably ever. So there's that. And then if you go over here, yep, here we are back underneath the Under Coliseum. We can go to the center. We can go to the PC. We can save. And I'm going to do just that. I don't know why I healed. We did get a full heal, but yeah, whatever. How many villains are called Venus in Pokemon? Let's see. There's this one. I think there might be... Is there one in Team Galactic in Gen 4 that's also called Venus? I forget. Maybe. It's been such a long time since I played any Gen 4 games, I barely even remember, to be honest. So, but Suicune is our next large Shadow Gauge Pokemon, like Entei. It's going to have almost, as a matter of fact, pretty much exactly twice the amount of Shadow Bar as everything else that you're going to catch around this time. So, want to keep it in your party so you can figure out, you know, you can get it all taken care of a little easier. You can see what its nature is a little bit easier that way by walking around with it, so... Yeah, I think you're right. I think there is one in Team Galactic. So that would be 2. I don't know. I think that's about it, but that's all I remember. There could be other ones, but maybe from games I didn't play. I don't know. So anyway, the long ways over here. And like I said, unfortunately, it's going to lead through a slew of trainers with Shadow Pokemon, so... But that's okay. We'll see what we can do. Plusle and Qwilfish first. Nah, I'll keep Espeon and Umbreon out. They've been doing pretty good for us. So, ooh, actually, let's look at Suicune's stats while we're thinking about it. Maybe we can predict what its nature is going to be. So it's definitely a minus attack nature, judging by that. It's probably bold, judging by its high defense value there. I would say it's probably bold. It's got a nice attack stat, but it's not a good attack stat, so... And my judgment call would be bold for that. We'll see if I'm right later. If it is bold, let's see, then it will be the best thing for it, most effective. If it is bold, keeping it in the party is the most effective thing for lowering its bar. So, if it is bold, it'll work out for us. Pretty good. All right, let's see what we got. And yeah, they won't let you go past them until you defeat them, so... Unfortunately, you can't sneak by staying out of their line of sight because, well, you're never out of their line of sight because it's a narrow staircase. Unfortunately, now they're back to level 35 to 36 Pokemon, and we're incredibly over-leveled for that, so I guess this will just be a bit of a slog for a little bit. Just be trash mobbing all the way through. Until we get to the Shadow Pokemon, that is. Then it'll be a little bit more, so... I use Secret Power, why not? Also, Venus does not have a Venusaur. I am upset! Yeah, I mean, that would make sense for her to have a Venusaur, because it's in the name, you know? It would make sense to me, but apparently not, so... Ah, there we go. So there's a higher level Pokemon. And the reason for it is because it's a Shadow Pokemon. Shadow Gligar. Gligar. I feel like Colosseum and XD are just going to be the Pokemon games where you realize how strangely I pronounce Pokemon names, I guess. But I don't know. Let's see. Fake Tears is not really all that annoying for these Pokemon, but I guess I can bring Plusle in for a little bit. Let's get rid of Jigglypuff. We'll get rid of every one of her other Pokemon, and then we'll start working on Gligar. Bringing Plusle in against Gligar is probably not a good idea, though. If it knows any, you know, ground-type moves, it's probably going to hurt a little bit. Especially with minus defense nature that Plusle has, but, you know. At least I got rid of the Fake Tears. I'm also surprised that Jigglypuff has Fake Tears. I don't think it learns it by level up. Ow. Gonna need that there Reflect, Espeon. That hurt a little bit. Let's see. Let's Secret Power the Gligar. We'll see if Paralysis is still the added effect here. So. Would I use a Poison Heal Gliscor in XD? If I could get a Poison Heal Gliscor in XD, I sure as hell would use a Poison Heal Gliscor in XD. Unfortunately, it doesn't evolve in this generation, and it doesn't get Poison Heal until the next generation either, so... Yeah, I would use it if I could get it. It's a really good Pokemon if you can get it to have Poison Heal, because you can give it like a Toxic Orb, and then there you go, it'll just heal itself all through. But... yeah, unfortunately, you can't get either of them in Gen 3. It's not until Gen 4 that you can get them. We ever play Gen 4? Maybe. I would consider it. I didn't have any plans on playing any Gen 4 games, to be honest. It's not exactly my favorite generation. It's probably, out of the first 5 generations, Gen 4 is probably my least favorite generation. There's nothing particularly wrong with it, I guess. It's just it's not as good to me as some of the other ones. So. But yeah, I consider using a Poison Heal Gliscor. It's a pretty good Pokemon. It's got good attack. It's got a great ability. There's Paralysis, okay. So that'll help a little bit. So let's put up a Reflect. We'll do one more Secret Power, and then we'll start catching it. I'll probably just use Ultra Balls. There's nothing really that works particularly well against Gligar out of the balls we have, so... Step on the button. I don't know. Every time it uses Secret Power, I hear a little click. So that's why I'm like, oh, it's a trap button. Let's see. Just give myself something to do. Let's put up a light screen, and then we'll toss some of these at it. I still have 18 of these, so that should get us through this entire section here. There's a total of 4 Shadow Pokemon to snag on these stairs here, but we'll see. Okay, probably have to weaken it a little more. That's okay. Or let it weaken itself with Shadow Rush. You never played 4th generation, but you're planning to play the Chibi 4, which everyone is upset about for no reason at all. Yeah, I don't get the people being upset about it. I mean, obviously it's just a remaster of the 4th generation with... I would assume it's going to have similar... mechanics to 8th gen. I'm not 100% sure about that, of course, but I would assume it's going to be very similar to 8th gen in terms of the mechanical construction of the game. But yeah, I don't think it's something that you necessarily need to get upset about. Just don't buy it. You know, if you don't want to play it, just don't buy it. You know, like I'm not a particular fan of Gen 4, so I'm not going to buy it. It's pretty simple. Now, it's if you like it, then buy it. That's all, I guess. If you don't like it, then just don't buy it. That's what I think, anyway. I'm not supposed to lose? Where's the script? Oh wait, script's right here. Let's see. The under. Staircase. Yeah, you're supposed to lose, lady. Sorry, I have the script. It says you lose. Freena. No, not okay. Well, then cry, I guess. What can I do to stop you? Nothing. Okay, let's see Gligar. It's got good attack and defense. The only trouble that I really have with Gligar, and it's available in both Colosseum and XD, actually. The only trouble that I have with it is that it really doesn't get a whole lot of good level up moves. I mean, it's got Hyper Cutter, that's not bad. It's got good attack and defense, and speed is pretty good too. But actually, that might be a plus speed nature, thinking about it, because it usually doesn't have more speed than attack. So we'll see. But yeah, it just doesn't get a lot of good moves. So you end up having to use a lot of TMs on it, and sometimes that can be a little bit expensive to do, a little bit of a slog. All right, let's just top everybody off with lemonade. Pass it around, Gligar. You don't get any, because you can just hang out. We'll take you to the Pokemon Center if you want to get healed. Oh boy. People tend to forget that Pokemon is a kid's game for like 6-year-olds, so of course you'd make it cute. Yeah, see, the chibi aesthetic doesn't bug me, to be honest. It doesn't really... It's like, whatever, you know, they can do what they want with it. I'll tell you what bugs me about the 2 newer Pokemon games is that they had, what was that other one? The one that's like, it takes place like in the past or something, and it's like open world-ish. I forget what it's called. Is it Pokemon Legends? I think that's what it's called. What upsets me about that one is that they made the trailer for the game, right? And I mean, you know, it's new mechanics, there's potential interest there, it's got, you know, open world style, you don't have to fight the Pokemon, you can run around them in the world, but you see them on the overworld, all that. But what upsets me about that trailer is that there's several sections in the trailer where you can see the frame drops on screen happening. Like, the open world area is running at like 15 frames a second, and it's like, guys, you need to fix that. If you need to go lower resolution to make this run at 60 FPS, then you need to do that. I don't care if people complain about the tree quality like they did in Sword and Shield. I would rather see the game run at its smooth frame rate than I would to see it moderately, slightly more graphical fidelity in exchange for 40 frames per second. Like, you can't put that in the trailer, Pokemon. Come on now. Crying, and I'm pretty sure you're next. Arceus Legends, that's it, yep. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, that kind of turned me off to that one quite a bit. It's like, okay. Like, you need... If you're gonna put that in the trailer, then what does it say for the effort that's actually being put into the game? It tells me that the effort is being expended in the wrong places, which is not a good thing, and it's something that I've been kind of upset with Pokemon about since Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, to be frank with you, but, well, it's not like I'm going to sit here and complain about it, you know what I mean? I'm just not going to buy it, that's all. You vote with your wallets, essentially. You make your opinion known with your wallet. If you don't like it, then you don't buy it, and then it'll only make a moderate, small amount of money off of the total amount they'll make, but it will voice your opinion, no matter how inconsequential your contribution to their wallet would be. So, yes, graphics don't make a good game. Gameplay does, I agree. And I think there are interesting mechanics that could be happening with the gameplay in Pokemon Legends. I just feel like if the game's going to run like that, then I'm not going to be interested in the mechanics because I'm going to be too caught up in the fact that the game is running like garbage. So... And that can actually affect gameplay too. Like if you've got certain things tied to the frame rate, like inputs on your controller, if that's tied to the frame rate in any way whatsoever, you can have some problems with inputs because your inputs will be delayed or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know. It turned me off to it a bit, I guess. Kirlia is a drama queen. Just do the ballet dance, do like the cross thing with their legs, and then ow, just fall flat on her face. I don't know. I like the animations though that Genius Sun already made in these games because all of the Gen 3 Pokemon are new models with new animations, so I think they did a pretty good job. There are some places where it looks a little different from what HAL Laboratory did with the Stadium games, but really, I don't think it's that substantial of a difference. I think they did pretty well with it, all things considered. So. as for this battle, we got a Shadow Stantler. I'm going to put up a Reflect and probably stop attacking it after this because it keeps using Takedown. You're going to smack yourself up in the forehead there, Stantler. That's not so good. Alright, let's see if we get the Paralysis. If we don't, it's okay. Yeah, I'll just switch next turn. Well, let's get Plusle in here. So we can do a T-Wave if it doesn't get caught right here. What do I use on this thing? I'll use an Ultra Ball, but I think we'll alternate between Great and Ultra Balls for this one. Because Stantler's catch rate, I think, is decently high. So I say that and it breaks out of the first ball with no trouble whatsoever. That's okay. I might go back and save after this, though. So I can get Gligar healed and all that stuff. Okay, so now you're just going to Shadow Rush. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, Pokeball. We'll use a Pokeball, yeah. Yeah, it's a good idea. Let's use a Pokeball. So let's T-Wave, and then we'll use the Pokeball, and then we'll switch to the Great Ball after that. I might even pull Stantler out of the PC, honestly, and use it in the team for a little while. It also has Intimidate, like you saw at the beginning of the battle there. So, wouldn't be bad. It'd be nice utility. So, that one extra shake, though. I was hoping for, like, 2 more extra shakes, but whatever. This Paralysis should make it a little easier anyways. Because we can, 50% of the time it just won't attack, so. Now, I'll heal Espeon, I think. That's a good idea. I know I said we're going back to the thing, but it's okay. We heal it, we'll be in decent shape. If I need to, like, switch it back in to do more Reflect. So, which I probably will, to be fair, in about a turn, so. Excuse me. Let's see here. Actually, I might go down a little further because there's only a few more sets of staircases here, but there's actually a storage room coming up on the next landing down here. So I might go down there and collect the items and then go back to the save point. So yeah, we're hitting him with the mix-up right now. He can't see what Pokeball I'm throwing. We'll just color coordinate for a little bit. I'll use the net ball. Okay. I'll use a net ball, but I'm only going to use one because we're going to need them, but I'll use one if it keeps breaking out. I mean, can't hurt, right? I think it has about the same catch rate as a Pokeball to anything that isn't a water or bug type, so. Alright, you need to stop, Stantler. I don't need you KOing yourself. Like that. So, oh, there goes my Reflect. Just in time. So let's put one up, and then I'll toss a net ball, why not? We'll go back to the Ultra Ball after this, and then we'll just go Ultra Ball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball, Great Ball, I think. I was gonna say, I think we just captured Bambi's dad in a net. What the hell? Oh, unfortunately it was not meant to be. It's okay. At least we're getting a bunch of paralysis procs here. That's pretty good. So, let's see. We'll use an Ultra Ball, and then I'll give Espeon some fresh water, just so it's, feeling a little more hale and hearty. Again, I'm not really worried about how many of them I'm using. It's, we can buy more of them. They're $200 a pop. It's really insubstantial. Is that even a word? Not substantial. Let's just go safe with the not substantial. There you go. I know that's a word. Okay. It might actually have to weaken itself a little more, because it's definitely breaking out of all these, so. Well, it's doing that now, so. Ow. It's so close, no! Yeah, I know. I'll put up a light screen, because I got nothing better to do. I could use another fresh water, but I don't feel like doing that, so. Alright, let's try the Great Ball. I think the Great Ball has a capture multiplier of 1.5 for the catch rate, so I think that's how it goes. Like, Pokeball is 1, and then Great Ball is 1.5, and Ultra Ball is 2. So. I mean, it'll all eventually work, it's just a matter of whether or not the Pokemon knocks itself out first, you know? And I would prefer if it didn't do that, Stantler. Maybe I should have brought Hitmontop so I could keep intimidating it. It's probably going to be in the red this time, so... Ow. Just like me. Yeah, okay, it's in the red. And it needs to not use takedown again, because if it does, it's probably going to knock itself out. Now, we can come back later and catch it, and if I have to, I guess I will, but I would prefer not to, if I could, so... But I guess it just depends on how ornery this Stantler is, you know. So. Yeah, nothing better than catching something with a ball you're not supposed to use, that's for sure. I've done that a couple of times. Not on screen, of course, in the stream so far, but I've done it off screen, so. Okay, we got a Paraproc. That's good. Helping Hand ball. Can I get a 50% boost to my catch rate by using Helping Hand first? No, that's not a thing. It would be funny if it was, but it's not a thing, unfortunately. What do we got left after this to catch? Oh, a couple of things that'll also need Ultra Balls. Great. Okay, we got it. Whew! That one was a little close, but it's alright, we got it. And I don't think either of the other ones have, like, takedown or anything like that where they can just keep knocking themselves out over and over and over again, so... No, as far as I know, you can only throw one ball per turn. I don't think you can use two of them in a turn. I forget what it says, though, when you try to do that. So I guess we could try that one time and just see what it says, or even if it'll let us. I mean, it might let us. So, oh, right, storage room. Hold on. There's no trainers on the way to the storage room, and it's right down here. So there's our next target down there, that bodybuilder lady. So, excuse me. But inside the storage room is a couple of treasure chests, so let's grab some stuff from here. There's more timer balls for us, so just in case you were using them on Suicune or Entei. Now you don't have to buy as many. And in here, we got a couple of max potions. Nice. Those will come in handy later once Umbreon starts getting way up there in HP. Okay, and we're about halfway down to the station. That does not look like Venus down there. She's probably got another guard down there. Her entourage of female trainers here. That's okay. Alright, so let's go back, we'll save. I think I'll actually pull Stantler out because, like I said, it was kind of ornery. It liked knocking itself out, but it's okay because it has Intimidate, so that'll actually help with preventing things from knocking themselves out in the future, so. Stupid that there are two. Two what? There, the two more trainers, or I'm missing a little context for that one, unfortunately. Let's see. Okay. So, Stantler, where are you at? Down here. There you are. So I'll pull Gligar out eventually and just check it out. So, let's see. It was... So Suicune's going to go here. Gligar was next, so it'll go here. Oh, 3 balls that help catch water types, yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of, that really helps with catching the water types there, that's for sure. Actually, that did pretty good for Gligar's bar, so must be, have a halfway decent nature for walking around. That will make my job easy. Because, well, I'm going to be walking around with quite a few of these Pokemon in between, the streams here, so. Hey, Marie, how's it going? Welcome. Hour late, but whatever, really not feeling it today. That's okay. No big deal. No big deal at all. We snagged Suicune. We defeated Venus. And now we're heading downstairs to the station. I need to go this way. So we can try to catch her before she gets away. And let's see. So now we'll check out Stantler and see what it's got. That looks pretty normal for a Stantler to me in terms of its stats. So it might have like a neutral nature. It's got Intimidate, like I said, so that's not too bad. Decent HP as well, I think, so... But then again, it's probably got halfway decent HP stat to begin with, so... My goal, by the way, by the end of the next dungeon, I would like to have Espeon and Umbreon at level 47, and Plusle and Qwilfish at level 45. If I can get them all to that, that would be very good. It'll make our job a lot easier with catching our 6th and final team member in the final dungeon, so... But anyway, we gotta worry about the dungeon here and now first, so... Let's see what we can do down here. Yeah, well, I guess times change, so... Yep, we took care of Suicune, so... Always hitting send before you want to, also hello. That's okay. No big deal. Ooh, Plusle and Qwilfish would have done pretty good here with the Octillery. Oh well. Final dungeon. Does the tower have any mooks with shadow Pokemon? It does, actually. There are... Let me use my guide. I have the official Nintendo Power Guide right here, so we can take a look. There are 1, 2, 3 goons outside of the final gauntlet that have shadow Pokemon, and one of them will be ours. That Octillery is spooking me, so I think we're going to get rid of it as quickly as we can. I think its special defense is okay, but not great, so... I mean, a double team will probably knock it out from between the two of them. So. Pretty bad PM if interested. Hope it gets better. Yes, I hope it gets better as well. Hopefully any of the bad stuff that's been happening. Hopefully it gets better for you. Ooh, 4 HP on Espeon, that's not bad. And 4 special attack and speed, also not bad. You can PM me if you want there, Marie. You know how it is. I'm open to listening, so. Nintendo Power was a joke. Kind of wish you realized that as a kid. Yeah, they have a very specific thing that they try to do with this stuff. Like, they're really in love with the sleep status in Colosseum in this particular guide, because they're telling you on every single shadow Pokemon that's hard to catch, they're like, you have to put it to sleep. You have to put it to sleep. It's like, guys, calm down. Just use paralysis. It lasts forever. Sleep only lasts a few turns, and you have to keep reapplying it. Let's see. Let's do this. I'll go after the Masquerain. Why not? I'm not really worried about Dunsparce all that much, especially now that it's paralyzed. I can pretty well control it from here. Masquerain, eh. See what I mean about the AI cheating, though? Like, how could they have known that I was going to use a full heal there, and they would want to reuse Stun Spore on me? Like, they could not have possibly known, unless they take their actions after I do, and they're aware of my actions. Maybe what I should do is I should start using, like, healing items on the second Pokemon's turn, because maybe then the AI won't notice. Oh, I don't think that's how it works, but it would be funny if it was. Oh, we got a shadow. Piloswine? Piloswine? I'm gonna say Piloswine. Pile of swine? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that was what the actual name is based on. So, alright. Espeon, you work over the Dunsparce. We gotta get this Piloswine taken care of as well. Let me double team the Dunsparce just in case the Psybeam isn't enough. And then if it's enough, then Secret Power will hit who I want it to hit, which is Piloswine, so. No idea when or if it'll get better, just not sure what you even can do about this one. No ifs, only wins. I mean, yeah, that's fair. It's do or do not, there is no try thing, right? Things are out of your control, you don't know when things will get better. Sorry, you're feeling really down. No, that's okay. It's okay because it's good that you're getting that stuff off your chest at least, because sometimes it's hard to just hold on to all that stuff, you know? So. Okay, so we definitely cannot paralyze this one with Lassalululu, because it's a ground type, so I guess we'll just stick with Secret Power and hope that we're not too fast. I did get a little bit of speed EVs on Umbreon, so we might be faster than the Piloswine. We are going to be faster, as a matter of fact, I'm fairly certain, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's manageable now. I can handle that. Need fresh water though, just because. Just to get a little bit of that there. And I might even switch into Stantler, actually, to get that Intimidate going. You never know when that'll come in handy. Okay, that was a bit of a crit, that's fine. If you had Sleep, this would be a pretty good place to use it, because, well, you normally can't paralyze Piloswine, but that's why I kept Secret Power, because in most cases where it's useful, it's because of the fact that you can paralyze things. So that's useful. So here's my question. What happens if I snatch a Helping Hand? Because I can't do anything this turn anyway, so... I can't snatch a Helping Hand, okay, because Helping Hand has higher priority. Alright, I'm learning things. We're experimenting for science. I'm gonna snatch it real good. Oh boy. Best wishes from you, really hope it gets better, yes, yeah. Thank you for assisting there, Lifeblood. But yeah, Maria, hope everything gets better for you. Like I said, if you want to PM me some details, feel free. My door's open, as always. So, do I want a fresh water? I think I just want to switch Stantler in, honestly. Because pretty soon I'm going to want to start chucking the ball at it. Secret Power again. Wonder if I can catch it while it's digging a hole. Just like look in, just peer into the hole, see if I can find its back end and just yeet the ball in. Oh boy. Yeah, move priority, something Pokemon does not teach, that's for sure. Half your team is weak to Earthquake, just realized how bad that probably... Yeah, especially in a game where double battles are a thing, there are a lot of things that use Earthquake, so... And unfortunately for me, all of our Earthquake resistances we don't get until near the end of the game. So, that might have been a slight oversight on my part. Oh well. It's okay, we'll be fine. Yeah, we still got a bunch of Ultra Balls and Great Balls, so we'll just keep tossing. I'll find a use for the Pokeballs eventually, I think. Is there anything I can catch with the Pokeball still? Well, I'm not catching that with a Pokeball. Maybe I could catch that with a Pokeball. Oh, nice. Piloswine was, gracious today. That's good. I'm not even looking at the screen. Probably the post-game. Probably most of the things we'll be catching with those Pokeballs will be in the post-game, because that's when things will... There are a few Pokemon in the post-game that have slightly lower levels than usual, so... Unfortunately for me, they're not low enough where a Nest Ball will actually work well, so... It's invincible in the dirt, unfortunately. Oh, that sucks. Well, so much for that, I guess. Excuse me. Oh, how's Suicune doing, by the way? Yeah, actually, like I think I might have looked at that before, but that's not bad for its bar, considering it's got, like, twice the bar of every other Shadow Pokemon. Stantler, that's its battle bar, and it looks like battles aren't exactly the best for it, so... You guys are 44 now. Let's switch Bustle and Qwilfish in. What the hell, right? Can't hurt. And I think we're almost to the bottom. Good. And I'll just, yeah, looks like we're practically at the bottom now. We'll take the elevator back up once we've caught this last Shadow Pokemon before we, move along. Oh, Jesus Christ! And I thought the sludge, the toxic sludge that was pouring out of that pipe was bad. We've got basically radioactive waste down here. Good lord, what is this, a Fallout game? Might as well, baby. Our region looks a lot like a Fallout game. Styon, huh? The T up there, you can't see it from here, but the second T is kind of not working because they haven't replaced the neon in a while. Next time, try to throw the Pokemon at the ball. Yeah, I just need to use the Hurley gloves from Super Mario RPG, right? Just chuck Mario at it. That would work. Just like use Qwilfish as a projectile. Just throw this spiny fish grenade at them. Oh, that'd be pretty funny. Okay, I might Rain Dance. That sounds like a good idea. This Corsola probably won't last through 2 sparks, so... It'll barely last through 1 spark. That's fine. Wish the catch rates weren't such a pain in this game. You're mostly catching fully evolved Pokemon, you know, things with abysmal catch rates. Yeah, that doesn't really help. So... Alright, we gotta get Plusle out of here, because he's confused now! That's okay, he's been in for a couple of Pokemon here. Oh, and confused, Ray. Fantastic. This trainer is something else, I'll tell you what. Actually, you know what I might do is I might just full heal. Oh, we got a bunch of Ultra Balls there. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm just gonna full heal. That's fine. Because Surf will knock out Corsola for sure, and then it'll also do pretty decent damage to Loudred, so... The Under has such a badass theme, it slaps so much. It is a great theme, absolutely. I love it. It's quite good. Goodbye, Corsola. No more confused Ray for you. Take that back to Gen 8, where you turn into a Cursola. Can't believe I remember what that is. I've only played Gen 8 once, and it hasn't been in, like, a year and a half, I think. More swagger! See? Same Pokemon. How do you know, game? How do you know I'm full healing? Are you omniscient? Yes. Actually, it is, because I'm entering inputs into the same system that is then telling me, oh, okay, hey, you entered your inputs in there? Okay, well, I guess I know them now. So, nah, not Stantler yet. Let's do Umbreon first, then we'll let Qwilfish do more surfing. Yeah, Swagger is a move. I'm definitely not a fan of it, but, I mean, I guess, whatever. Whatever you gotta do to try to stop me. If it means I get to switch in my other Pokemon, it's fine. You know. Goodbye, Loudred. Didn't he evolve into a metal grenade? Maybe? Perhaps? Yeah, still a grenade, but yeah, it evolved. Never touched Sword or Shield. People only tell you it's bad. You met all of 0 people who liked any part of Sword and Shield. So, the music is good, but it's always good. I'll be honest, I actually kind of like the Pokedex. They took out quite a few Pokemon that I actually do like, but the Pokedex in and of itself isn't all that bad. There's a lot of interesting choices there, and I think it's actually fairly well balanced. There aren't a whole lot of Pokemon that are significantly better than the others in the Pokedex in Sword and Shield. Let's see, I'm trying to think of other positives if I can. I don't want to use Pin Missile on this Sneasel. That wouldn't be a good idea. What was this thing? Screech! I think I see what you're doing. You're using Screech and then you're going to use Dig. Well played! Unfortunately for you, I'm pretty sure Umbreon... Oh no, wait, Umbreon's going to go after the Seviper because it's going to Dig. Or my Speed EVs will kick in and I'll go before it and miss, and then there goes Quillfish, but that's okay. I don't particularly need Quillfish for the rest of this. Oh, okay. Maybe I should leave Umbreon in the first slot, because apparently the AI really likes hitting the Pokemon in the first slot. So that's fun. Let's see. I'm going to try to paralyze... Yeah, I'm going to try to paralyze it with Secret Power. The Seviper, I'm not even all that concerned about, to be honest. I'm just probably going to have Espeon come in and reflect. I think it's turning into Sonic Unleashed. There are things people like, but the things they don't care are all they remember or talk about. Heard they got rid of Hidden Power. You're so happy about that. Yeah. Hidden Power, yeah, is not in Sword and Shield as far as I'm aware. They got rid of a few other moves, too, if I remember. So, I don't remember which ones they are, but yeah, it's not in there. So. There goes the Viper again. There goes the rain. Surfing Swiss Army Knife, good. It's on so many sets. Yeah, and Pursuit. Yeah, I think they got rid of Pursuit as well, actually. Yeah. Whatever. I guess it is what it is, you know. Let's do that. Unless you're saying and Pursuit as in to Quillfish leaving. Which is a possibility. It could have been. World isn't any worse for having one game that don't have those moves. It's not the end. Stop panicking. Meanwhile, Darmanitan. Yeah, Darmanitan got that ice form in the Galar region, so that's fun. I'm going to need to catch this Sneasel soon, because it's getting a little low on HP. But I should probably get Seviper out of here, too. So, I have an idea. So let's get Plusle in here. Just going to be playing around a little bit here, just ignore me. And we'll get Seviper out of here by using Psybeam, and then we'll T-Wave, and I'll probably throw a ball next turn anyway, but I'll try to T-Wave it with Plusle. That way it's in good shape. Yeah, Galarian Darmanitan, yeah. Good, Ice has nothing but horrible representation for most of its lifetime, yeah. And so they gave that to Darmanitan. It's actually really busted from what I have heard. I've never used it, but I've heard it's really busted. So there's a couple of Ice routes, if I remember right, in Galar. So, like, the second to last route on the game is, I think, an Ice route, like, leading up to the last city where the Pokemon League is. I think there's at least one more. I think one of the gyms is an ice gym. I don't know. I only remember the scantest of details about Sword and Shield, to be honest. There's a few things I liked about it. I'm trying not to list the number of things that I don't like about it, because we're trying to find good things I liked about it. So I've already said the music, so I can't say the Rivals theme is banging, but it is. It slaps. It's pretty good. So. This will do not too much. Okay, I mean, I guess that's fine. Is that through Reflect, or did my Reflect fall off? I can't remember. I guess we're going to find out in a second. But we'll get a T-Wave up, we'll toss an Ultra Ball at this Sneasel, and then we'll go from there. I don't think Reflect wore off yet, though. So, I'm just going to choose to believe that, even if it's not true. And, let's do more Lemonade. Here you go, Espeon. I probably could use Intimidate too, just like switch Stantlers, but maybe I'll do that next turn. The best ones are the ones with not terrible design. Completely overpowered if we can trust the competitive. It did get banned to Ubers. Okay, so yeah. It's gotta be pretty good then. If fast AF glass cannon are nearly 0-mile-an-hour walls. If this were, it would have killed through reflect. That's painful, yeah. Sneasel's got good attack, that's for sure. That's why I'm switching Stantler and get that Intimidate going. And, let's see. I'll keep tossing Ultra Balls. We've got enough now to where I'm not really too concerned about my amounts, so. I'm a little concerned about my net ball total, because I think, like I said, I think there's at least 5 or 6 more Pokemon in the game that a net ball is the most effective ball, no matter what. So, I might want to buy a few more of them. Okay, we got Sneasel. That's good. I don't know about that. All the trainers on the way here can't protect you because they lost too, but, you know. Physical Special Split was a godsend for some Pokemon. That's why I feel like certain Pokemon need evolutions or megas or anything. But after Gen 4, Game Freak said they didn't want to make evolutions for older Pokemon anymore. Dunsparce! I just want my boy to be, like, he could have been the first, like, normal dragon type if he got an evolution. Would have been so badass. Oh, man. Oh, well. Is the elevator not working? I guess the elevator's not working. Okay, well, we'll go save later. Don't worry about it for now. There's no more Shadow Pokemon to catch after this, so don't worry about it. You know, you shouldn't say your plans out loud. Well, you left the stairs wide open. What did you think I was gonna do? Well, I don't know if you have a choice here, Venus, because it looks like there's only one train car here. Well, she's not in the driver's seat just yet, so since she's fiddling around in there doing whatever the hell she's doing with those Cypher Peons, let's take a look around. See what we can find inside of here first. A whole lot of nothing in this room, excuse me, Nora, but if we go over here, behind this table, we can get the black glasses. Awesome. So those are, excuse me again, Nora, the Twisted Spoon equivalent for dark types, and that is probably going to be the thing I'm going to give to Umbreon, because the Quick Claw is pretty good, but I'd rather just boost its feint attack up because of its lower special attack, so. Excuse me. That way it can, if I ever want Umbreon to go second, like if I want Espeon to weaken something and then Umbreon to KO it or something like that, or I want Umbreon to, like, knock some, or get some damage off on something else after Espeon KOs it. Like, if I know Espeon's going to KO something, then it's probably for the best that I let Umbreon go second. I like Luigi first as much as the next guy, but, well, in this particular case, it'd probably be more useful to let it go second, so. Well, nothing else over here, though, so I guess there's only one thing to do now. Let's get on the train and tell Venus to stop it. Let's see. No, there's no key for this that we know of. I can't use the jail key here, unfortunately. It doesn't work, so. Alright, Nora, keep an eye out. She's got to be here somewhere. Apparently they had a bunch of shadow Pokemon in cages on this train. So that's fun. Some kind of weird supercomputer looking thing. Didn't they have these in the kids' grid room? Huh. Well, let's try the jail key just for the hell of it. Yeah, you can't use it, unfortunately. It'd be funny if you could, but. Yeah, Dragon Dunsparce will never happen, unfortunately. Dragon Normal, that would have been interesting since, you know, Dunsparce was already a rarish horde encounter. Yeah, there's a red light. That's probably a bad thing. Yeah, it's gonna have to turn green at some point. Maybe she gave me the slip here. Maybe she went out the door. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, really? I mean, I was hoping, but... Alright, bye. Well, nuts to that, I guess. Guess we're not getting to the Shadow Pokemon lab, but maybe the elevator will be working now so we can get the hell out of here. Yeah, apparently they named their train the Shadow Liner, so... But yeah, I think Dragon Normal would have been a pretty interesting type for Dunsparce. I could have also said, well, you know, it kind of digs in the ground, so it could have been normal ground, too. And that it would have still been unique, because it would have come in before Diggersby, and it would have come in before Drampaw, the other ones that would have taken those unique typings, but... Oh, something on the floor. Venus, are you fucking kidding me? Serious? You dropped the key to the Shadow Liner on your way out. This was your plan. Your plan was to circle around and make sure I can't use the key. Ugh. Okay, well, anyway, she dropped the subway liner key, so I guess we're turning into a train operator now. So that's fun. Let's move this up first. Oh, actually, let's move this right here. Yeah, we can't get chips, unfortunately, but we can get chips. Sorry, I dyslexicked. halfway through that one, but chips. Good lord, there's no vowels in that whatsoever. Alright, let's use the subway key. Hang on, Nora, it might be a bit of a bumpy ride. Yeah, Venus, you're an admin. Why would you do this? Weak to Dynamic Punch in Gen 2. Oh yeah, absolutely weak to Dynamic Punch, yeah. Normal Dragon, definitely. And Normal Ground, too. Both would have been weak to that. Definitely wouldn't be bringing it into the fight with Chuck, that's for sure. Well, we got a new theme in the background going, so it's probably a good sign. Actually, Nora, hang on. I'm going to go through the liner so I don't have to keep pushing you all the way through. Pretty good theme, too, all things considered. I'll play it more when we actually get to this area later. Oh, hello. She's a diva or something like that. Yeah, this is the theme, yes! Yeah, she doesn't exactly have any pockets in that dress, unfortunately. Well, she was, but a bit of change of plans. She decided to go back through the under, so... This blacklist is really helping them quite a bit, isn't it? That's me. Well, you see, Venus dropped the key to the subway, and we just figured we'd take a ride. Oh, boy. What could they possibly do to stop us, though? Whoa! They used a bomb?! What do you think this is, Final Fantasy VII? Jesus Christ! They used an actual bomb in a Pokemon game! This isn't gonna happen again until Gen 5. And even then, it wasn't an actual bomb. It was an ice bomb. Well, they're right. I mean, unless we want to take a chance on that rebar over on the left there, but I don't think I want to take a chance on that. Yeah, a little, you think? Oh, boy. This game's a little hardcore. I can't get that chest right now, unfortunately, but we do get the main gate key here, which, well, that won't be useful to us just yet, but it will come in handy in just a little while, once we figure out what main gate they're talking about, wink wink. But before we leave, you definitely want to come over here and grab this as well. The up disc. Nice. So now we've got 3 directions we can go with our UFO there. So let's sort our inventory a little bit here. I like sorting all of my key items in this game. It fulfills the OCD, you know what I mean? It makes me feel better. Okay, well. Alright, so we'll go put that up disc to use when we get back to the under, but first I gotta get back there, so let's take the liner back. We can't actually get into the lab from here because, well, they blew up the only entrance, so, yeah. Yeah, that is a chasm. They were directly on top of a fault line or some shit with that one. Yeah, the Peons would. There's no excuse for dropping the damn key. Especially when you're an admin, like, good lord. How do you keep dropping important keys? I'm going to Panic? Panic is possible, yeah. I mean, if his friend threw the bomb and he was like, is that a fucking bomb? And just run past him to make sure they don't get blown up. I would say panic would be a good excuse for that, but it is still... I mean, they're still dropping the most important items that we need in order to actually stop them, so... Oh, well. What can you do, right? How's Stantler's bar doing now that we've been walking around a little bit? Let's see. How you doing there, buddy? I mean, that's okay. I think I've switched him in twice, but they didn't really do a whole lot for that. For him. Like I said before, though, Suicune, it looks like he's doing pretty good with walking around. Like, that's from 2 of them, but that's still pretty good for him having so much Shadow Bar. But I think he's bold, based on the stats that you saw there. Here, I'll show him again. Based on the stats that he's got here, I think he's a bold-natured Suicune. So, walking around is actually the best for a bold-natured Pokemon. It is the most effective method of purifying them, which is nice, because that means that I don't have to waste a Time Flute on it. So, I can hold on to them for other things later. Anyway, now that we've done that whole little section, the elevator will actually open up for us now, so we can just take it as a little shortcut to get back up. Stantler needs cologne. Yeah, probably. It probably does need cologne. We'll see. It might be like a quirky nature one or something, and then I can get away with maybe putting it in the daycare center. Because overall, cologne is a little more expensive than the daycare center. Even if the daycare center takes like $3,000-$4,000, it'll still purify it all the way. Cologne, it's like... you get through $4,000 in 4 cents. So, yeah, the normal competitive Suicune, yes, exactly. So, but yeah, we're all done in the under now, so I think what we'll do is we'll go buy more soft drinks, and then I'll use the up disc, and then we'll get the hell out of here, so. Evil teams are never really smart, so I got nothing. I mean, that's fair, yeah. Not a whole lot of them do things that are overall very smart, I guess, so. I guess it's fair that they would drop the keys if they're not all that smart, you know. Alright, let's put the quick claw away. Shouldn't need it again, so. The rare candies I'll hold on to, we'll sell those in a little bit. And I'll probably sell them when I get back to Outskirts Stand, because we're going to need to buy more balls in a minute, so. Yeah. Why does the Shadowliner station literally connect to the Under Coliseum? What happens if someone wanders down there and sees the cages? So normally you can't get down to the liner there because there's a door that's locked from the other side. So we unlocked it as a shortcut, but yeah, it's normally locked from the other side, so you normally can't wander down there and see the cages. But I would imagine if anybody ever did, Cypher would not be very happy with them. They would have a bad day with them. So, actually we could go to the shop right now and sell that stuff, but... Oh, Silva got out, okay. Oh, okay, Sounds like Cypher's been busy. On top of a tower, huh? Now, where have I heard that before? I mean, that's probably a good idea. I mean, probably a good idea to get some sunlight. Yeah, they had Silva in here. Oh, thanks, Bit. Nice. Appreciate it. Oh, okay. Well, I'll go see if I can find him and tell him you're welcome. After I get out of here. We probably should go back up to Pyrite Town anyway and see how the Kids Grid upstairs is doing. Because they've probably got some new stuff to tell us. Okay, I forget how many of these we need. Oh, it actually shows me, so that's good, at least. So we'll get back up to 15 of these each, 15 freshwater, 15 lemonade, and then we'll be good. Again, it's too bad you can't buy Moo Moo Milks in this game, but, well, that's just another thing that they fix in Pokemon XD, because you can buy Moo Moo Milk in that game, so... Yeah, I love soft drinks in the Pokemon games. They're such great healing items, and they're so inexpensive, too. Way better than buying super potions, even if I have to buy these one at a time. Some people will say, oh, you know, I don't have the patience to buy them one at a time, but it's so worth it. So worth it just to have that little bit of patience, because you spend so much less time and money, especially money, buying these than you do having to buy super potions and stuff, so... Maybe not time, it's probably about the same amount of time, but the money part, definitely. You spend way less money buying this than you do buying super potions, so... Yeah, just smash A, it's not that hard, exactly. Yeah, the water dripping from the pipe was purple. I was talking about the toxic sludge down here a little while ago. It's not good for these people. These people need to get the hell out of here, that's what they need to do. Like, I appreciate the aesthetic of this place, the neon lights and everything. Reminds me of Kamurocho, frankly. But, yeah, they need to get the hell out of here. This place is not good for their health at all. So. Yeah, I'll be doing the down disc content. Yeah, we'll be doing most of the post-game, actually, now that I think about it, if not all of it. I don't think we'll be purifying every Shadow Pokemon, but we'll probably be purifying a good chunk of them. I'm already almost halfway done, so I might as well just go as far as I can with it, you know? So, okay, let's see where this up disc takes us. Come on, Nora, we're going to space! Team Skull, best evil team. Their leader is pretty cool, that's for sure. So yeah, it'll take us all the way back up to Pyrite Town and into the central windmill locations. This is where all the gears are, but in addition to all the gears for the windmill, you also get a second time flute. Nice. So if you want to use that on Suicune, you can. In my case, I got one that responds positively to me walking around with it, so I don't need to. There are some Pokemon later, other than the Legendary Beast, by the way, where it's worth it for you to use a time flute on them, so... If you don't use it on one of them now, don't worry about it. You'll have a way to use them later. So, and like I said, there's a total of 3, so just keep that in mind. Oh, excuse me. Usually stock up on soft drinks in the Unova games, yeah. In Unova, it's definitely good too. I think in the Unova games, you can even get a free one occasionally, so that's not too bad. Saves you a little extra money. And it's right on the same street. If I think if I remember right, in the Unova games, it's in Castelia City, one of the vending machines, so you can just get Castelia cones down the street from there, and those are basically full heals, but they're less expensive too, so that's not too bad. All works out. Yeah, I'll save. We'll go to Pyrite Town after this, and then we'll go from there. So, you couldn't beat the down disc content? It was too much for Kid U? Okay, well, we'll see what we can do about it. My plan in this game is to beat most of the post-game stuff, including Mount Battle, actually, in this game, because what I like about Mount Battle in this game over Mount Battle in XD is that the Mount Battle in this game is actually along the normal level path for the entire post-game content. Like, the highest level Pokemon they have in there is 60, and you'll want to be around level 60 by the time you fight the super boss of this game anyway. In XD, it's kind of like... There's nothing in XD from level 50, which is about where you'll end the game. As a matter of fact, you might even end the game in the high 40s, not even at 50, till like level 57, which is the next area of Mount Battle that you haven't finished yet after that. And from there, it just goes way up. It goes all the way up to like 70 or something in the final trainer, and there's just nothing in the game that'll get you to 70 easily. So it requires a lot of grinding in XD, which is why we're not going to do it there. We're going to do it here, where it's just something I would do normally anyway, so. The plan actually with battle mode is I am planning on using battle mode for something to make getting some coupons, Poke Coupons, a little bit easier. It'll allow us to buy some TMs that we would normally otherwise have to grind for in Mount Battle. So yeah, I'll be using battle mode in this game just a little bit to alleviate some of the experience I would be getting normally, so. You did it in Heart Gold, where in the Pokeathlon you could exchange for points. Yeah, and I liked the Pokeathlon a lot in Heart Gold, actually. It was probably one of my favorite parts of it, honestly. It's a pretty good source of getting elemental stones and stuff, so. Alright, let's check in at Pyrite Town. We'll see if Shirley's and Johnson have anything new to say. And then we'll check on the kids' grid. They have nothing new to say. If they did, Johnson would come running in and bounce off of you like he did that first time we met him, so. But let's go check on Silva and Duking and all that, and maybe I'll go sell the rare candies while I'm here, too. This is not Duking's house. Excuse me, Nora. I went in the wrong house! It's not even a house. That's a business. Here we go. Final Boss's Pokemon is a great candidate for a Time Flute. Yes, it is, actually. It's got, like, the highest Shadow Bar in the whole game, so it's pretty good for it. So, if you get a free one in Black 2 and White 2, you get a medal. Oh, yeah, if you get a free Lemonade. I forgot about the medal system in that game. I thought the medal system was pretty fun, though, if I remember right, so. Oh, I wonder. I wonder if he's talking about Firma and Wreath. Actually, yeah, he is, because he's talking about them going there. They were trying to get to the Under, so I guess that he just hasn't updated his dialogue yet. So, what's up, kid? Oh, okay, cool. Doesn't that mean you're going to need to change the name of it, or... Alright, go for it. I'm sure it'll work out. Yeah, it's pretty easy to learn, I think. Should be a little catchy, too. We are. Okay, sounds good. I think he actually does help you when he gets bigger, but I don't think they tell you his name just yet. Yeah, Puzzle's doing pretty good. Level 44, so, or level 43, so not too bad. They finished the expansion of the main city in Unova. No clue about the English name of the city. In Castelia City? Was there an extension? I don't remember. I'd have to go back and play it again to find out. That battle prize is really worth it, in your opinion. Which town? Can you talk about anything in the town? Can partially translate. The Bug Arena. Don't think anything happened regarding the expansion depending on version. White 2, they stopped the construction early to not destroy Pokemon habitats. Black 2, there's a highway. Oh, yeah, that's what happened there. Yeah, because the route above there, they, it depends on your version of the game, but they change it depending on whether it's in, if it's in Black 2, they do more urban stuff with it, but if it's in White 2, they do more natural stuff with it, so... It's interesting. I like that change. It's actually pretty cool. Those rare candies will sell for $2,400 a piece, so obviously I'm going to take advantage of that because that gives me a little extra money to buy balls. So I'll go do that. How about we buy 3 of these, just to have them. And we'll buy 3 of these, just to have them. And maybe we'll buy 3 revives as well, just to have them. There we go. A significant version changes. What happened to that? It was nice, yeah. it was a nice little feature of having the different versions of the game where there's like significant changes between the two. They diverge in a way, but well, they kind of did away with that. I think really after Gen 5 they pretty much did away with that completely, which is kind of a shame, to be honest. In most games it isn't because you get so much money and can farm, not so much in this one. Yeah, in this one you can farm for money, but I usually don't bother because we get enough of it most of the time to be in good shape. So your money ends up getting used though pretty quickly because you have to buy balls to catch Pokemon with, and you have to keep an eye on your healing items and all that stuff. So yeah, it ends up getting used up pretty good. So I don't know, I like it. I'd rather it be used for something than be burning a hole in my pocket, you know? So, can I move the time flutes down in here? Let's see. I sure can. Okay. We'll move those down to the bottom. And is there anywhere else I wanted to go before we go to the next area? I don't think so. I think we got pretty much everything I wanted to get, so I guess we'll go to the next area then. So the main gate key, we've only seen one main gate in the game thus far that we don't have a key for, so we're going to go see if we can get into that place now. And that'll let us get started on it, which will hopefully let us finish it next time, and then I can get to the final dungeon, and we can get my 6th and final team member. Our 5th team member will be in this dungeon coming up, but our 6th team member will be taking a little longer to get. It's going to take us until the final dungeon to get it, so... Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I forgot. Let's go back to Phaenax City, actually, real quick. I want to check and see how the mayor's investigation is going. Because at some point in the game, the investigation does update, and you get a new scene when you go try to see him, so... Well, maybe not a new scene, but at least new dialogue, anyway. So, let's go check if the dialogue has hit yet, or if he's still in the middle of the investigation. Yeah, actually gives you a reason to buy both, so more money for you guys, so fucking do it! Yeah, I know. It's okay. We don't need to grind. I'll have enough money. You have an English and a German copy of Black 2 and a French copy of White 2. Don't ask why you have 3 languages. Why do you have 3 languages? Just said don't ask. Well, I mean, it's, you know, it helps. Lets you learn those languages, so... Anything new on the news? While we're here. And I gotta go to Outskirts Stand, too. I gotta buy more balls, so I'll go do that. Okay, so same thing as always with the news here. We've seen this one already. But the mayor's not here, so... Maybe he's out and about with the police force or something. I don't know. Oh, really? Wow. Huh. Well, I hope not. I hope Cypher didn't do something that they're going to regret. Yeah, that's actually the new dialogue right there. At some point in the game, the mayor storms out of his office in a bit of a huff, and the lady will tell you, I hope nothing bad happened. But, yeah, I mean, she's right. I hope nothing bad happened. Would suck. Okay, so let's go buy more balls, and then we'll go to the only place that we have not fully explored on our world map just yet, other than the construction lot, because, well, we can't get into the place yet, so... That's not why you have all those. You have a German, French, and English set of level 5 Dream Radar legends. They're mostly for the uniqueness. Oh, okay, gotcha. So you're using that to maybe, like... Don't you get, like, an increased chance of getting shiny eggs or something? There's, like, an increased chance of something being shiny, if I remember right, if you have different versions, like, different language versions of the game. I don't quite remember if that's something that actually happens, but I thought it was? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Alright, so we'll buy some more Ultra Balls. I'm gonna get up to... There's no more legendaries we need to catch with Net Balls, so I'll get up to 10, and that should be good enough for the rest of the game. Timer Balls we should also be good enough for the rest of the game, I think. Well, no, I'll buy up to 10 with those as well, because we might need them for something else later, so we'll buy up to a few more of those. And just like that, there goes all my money again. Yeah, if you don't grind in this game, money gets a little tight, but that's okay. It means that it's useful. It means that money is serving its purpose, as it should. Yeah, we're stocked now. We got a bunch of Pokeballs, Great Balls, we got a good chunk of Ultra Balls. We should be in good shape. I'll try to avoid using as many Ultra Balls in this area, though, because, well, we're going to need them by the time we're done with this place. So, okay, so now that we've taken care of all those errands, the last place we need to go, excuse me, the Mystery Lab is now known as the Shadow Pokemon Lab on the map. So let's head over there. You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. Oh, you messed that up. German and French ones were a gift? Oh, okay, gotcha. The Masuda method? That's easy enough to do in modern games. If you set your language to, say, French, you can just catch Pokemon with the French tag. The French tag if you trade to a game another... Oh, okay, I heard a little bit about the Masuda method, but I didn't know enough to really be able to say, oh, maybe that's the reason, you know. Remember that small forest and black and white one with the Zoroark? Yeah, it's in the sequels. There's no trailer in that one, though. Yep. Basically, you always have access to the Masuda method. Well, that's probably nice if you want to go shiny hunting or anything. That helps. So yeah, we saw this panel before. There's a key slot. We didn't have the key for it before. But now we have the main gate key, so we can open it up. And we're in. The enemy's base has been infiltrated. But before we go anywhere, let's go in here and grab these. Get some more full heals. That's nice, just in case we need them. And if you missed them, there are some revives on the outside of the gate in the top right corner. I'll go show the, over there. So, go check it out if you want. Let's go to the right first, because why the hell not? You know what? Yeah, I'll turn up the music for this part. It's pretty good. Okay, well, it took it off for a second, but... Yeah, we need to press that switch in order to get into the area. Because I think this door's locked. Yeah, we need a card key to get in here. So, here, I'll let the music play out a little bit. Like I said, pretty good. All the music in this game is pretty good, frankly, but, you know, there's some standout tracks. Is it the right volume? No. Okay, one more down. Yeah, there we go. That should be good. But yeah, pretty good music, I think, all things considered. It was, the forest there with Zoroark was a random place if you didn't know about it, that's for sure. Masuda is easy to exploit. Like, have a Ditto in an uncommon language. Suddenly, every breeding attempt uses the Masuda method. That's true, yeah. Guys ever shiny breed? I have not personally. I mean, it's basically just breeding with a little bit more steps, I guess. I've never personally done it, but it's, from what I've heard, it can be pretty fun to do it, to try to get the extra, like, different colors and everything. But I've never done it personally, so... Got a few good ones, Venonat, Tyrogue, Farfetch, 2 Lillipup. There are a couple of others. Never did stuff like that. That was too bothersome. I'm with you there, Lifeblood. I think it would bug me too much trying to do that over and over again, you know? Wish you could play this and play an instrument. Annoying. Nah, it's painful. You've hatched like 30,000 eggs in Gen 6. Yeah, and out of that, how many of those were shiny? Only a handful, I'll bet. Yeah. I could probably, if I really listened to the Shadow Labs theme for a long time, I might be able to like bang it out on the kalimba that I have. Anybody know what a kalimba is in the audience there? Some PowerPoint ups, that's pretty nice. Hold on to those for later. I have a kalimba. It's like an African thumb piano, essentially. It was originally an African instrument, and then it became more globalized. It's still not a very commonly used instrument, but it's there. So, yeah, it's a cool instrument. I like it. It's got a cool sound to it, too. I could go get it, actually. Hang on, let me go get it. This one was nice, though. It's a mahogany one, and it's got a fancy leather case that comes with it, so... Yeah. About a dozen of the odds. Yeah, the odds would not be in your favor. About to make us sound like scrubs and play something cool. Now, I don't know about that. Is this thing even in tune? Let's see. Let's see. So, the bell sound would be... But yeah, it's basically it's got a bunch of little tuning forks attached to it, essentially, and they all make different high or low notes. So, like, that's the highest one, that's the lowest one. And they almost sound like wind chimes after a while, you know? It's just fun to pick at them, to be honest. It gives my fingers something to do when I got nothing better to do, you know what I mean? I haven't played this thing in a while, though, to be honest. I should probably start practicing it again. It's a cool little instrument, though. Should look it up if you've never heard of it before. Kalimba. K-A-L-I-M-B-A, and I only know how to spell that because it's inside of the little hole in this thing. Yeah, it's a cool instrument. I like it. I'm gonna go put it away now, though. I gotta get through as much of this place as I can in the next hour, so... Ugh. I'll tell you what, though. If Cole was here and I had the kalimba out, I would try to remember the first 4 notes to Megalovania, because that would piss him off to no end. I used to remember which ones those are. I think it's... like 2, 2, 6... no... 6, 6, high 3, 8. I forget. It's something. I used to know what it was. I can't play the whole of Megalovania, but I can play the first 4 notes just fine. So, like in the anime, the eggs had some differences. Yeah, it was nice that they kind of made the eggs different depending on the species of Pokemon. That was a cool little detail in the anime. So, I'm going to switch Stantler up here because I actually use it in battle for Intimidate sometimes. So. Your English is really broken today. That's okay, Lifeblood. I pretty much know what you've meant so far. Need to find your motivation to finish your training modules. You can read and translate code. You suck at writing it. Nah, I mean, I feel for you, though, because I took a couple of code classes back in high school, and it's a pain in the ass to write it. I'll tell you what, so... Of course, it's even more of a pain in the ass when the guys next to you keep remote shutting down your computer, and the teacher never punishes them for it. So, that's fun. The Kai that we need to go see is up there, but before we go there, let's go down here. And yeah, this might look a little familiar because, well, there's where they bombed the place. But now we can get this chest, and it has 3 elixirs in it. Nice. Those will help. I think I'm going to save the PowerPoint ups, though, for a specific move that we'll get later. So, I'm going to stick the revives up here, actually, because technically fainting is a status condition, whereas these are just for PowerPoints, so I'll stick them up there and we'll be good. Reading and translating is easy. Yeah, once you know the cipher, essentially, for the code, like, once you kind of... It's almost like having a Rosetta Stone, basically, for it, because once you understand how the code works in terms of just, like, here's what this means, you can read any of it. It's just writing it, where it's like, okay, you gotta translate it in your brain from English to code, and it's hard. So... Well, maybe you're good at them, so... You need to take this to HR, man? Maybe, I mean, I'm a good listener if that helps, if you guys don't have HR department. The first Tiki from Donkey Kong Country Returns had a name, Kalimba Carl. Oh, okay, well now you know where the name comes from. It's from the instrument. So, yeah, all the scientists in here will use electric-type Pokemon, which means I'm also at a disadvantage there because I have 1 weakness to that and nothing that resists it properly. So, yeah, we're just gonna do whatever we can here, and hope they don't go boom on us. I'm just gonna double team this one. I think Espeon should be able to take out a 6 level lower Voltorb, but it's a neutral hit, so you never know. You thought this was Final Fantasy for a minute and thought those elixirs were super valuable? I mean, they are still pretty valuable. It's just not as valuable as in Final Fantasy, that's all. I would have a resistance if I used Quagsire, that is true. Unfortunately, Quagsire had an adamant nature, so he had the same problem as Croconaw had, where his nature did not help with what I wanted him to do. So I said, forget it, it's fine. Unfortunately for us, the actual ground type that I'm going to get, because I am going to get a ground type, is at the end of this lab. So, that might not really work out too well for us, but it will give Espeon and Umbreon a chance to get, like, really high on their levels, so... Again, I don't want them to go too far because I don't want to go above level 50 before getting my team of 6 together. If I go above level 50, the little method that I was thinking about doing with battle mode actually won't work because I won't be able to enter into the tournaments in battle mode if I get above level 50 with any of my Pokemon. But, if I... Oh, he dropped something too. Oh, good. They're going to continue to drop keys that they actually need. But yeah, now we've got a card key so we can get into the lab proper. So, yep. But yeah, maybe I should have gotten the... Maybe I should have gotten the ground type before I went wandering into this lab with a bunch of electric types in it. Oh, well. You sure you want to wait that long? I mean, it'll be fine. Yeah, I've got a time flute if I need it, so I'll just walk around with it. No big deal. Hell, we might even catch it before the end of the episode today. I forget exactly how long the rest of the lab is, but I don't think it's too long. So, incidentally, though, there is no healing point in this lab. The only source of healing you have in the entire lab, you could either leave and go to a Pokemon Center, or you could use the PC where you deposit and withdraw your Pokemon like so. So let's say we want Espeon and Umbreon to get healed. You do this, and then you go back down, and you withdraw them. And now they're fully healed. HP, power points, statuses, all that stuff. So you can do that, and that'll let you fully heal them if you want. I'll probably come back and do that occasionally, but we'll try to use our healing items instead, just so it's a little easier. Fun fact, you never use AP restoring items. Okay, yeah, so like for power points and stuff. I don't really use them all that often myself, mostly because I'm usually pretty close to a Pokemon Center and stuff, so I usually don't have to bother, but they're nice to have just in case, in a pinch, or in certain cases, like if there's a Pokemon League or something, it's not a bad idea to have them, so. Well, there's a key slot here, so let's use our other key that we just got, the card key. Keep all our keys above the Ein files, there we go. It's not long, but there's a ton of doors to go through if you remember correctly. I think you're right. I think there are a bunch of doors to go through and stuff, so we'll see what we can do. Stantler, let's swap you down here, Suicune, same thing. How we doing there? Almost, well, that's a little more than half a bar already, so that's pretty good. So, turns out 2 of the 3 legendary beasts that I had were pretty easy to purify, all things considered. I just needed to walk with them. Fair enough. Alright, so now into the lab proper. And if I remember right, there's a minor, like, puzzle, quote-unquote, in here. But I don't think it's anything particularly difficult to deal with, so we'll see what we can do. I think this is, yeah, I was going to say, this is a shortcut for later that we'll be able to exit the lab from, but we can't use it just yet, so. And I think actually we want to go down here first, because I think you get hit with a dead end pretty quickly down here, too. Although I think there are scientists in this room, so let's get Espeon and Umbreon back out. This is the reason why I wanted them to be 47, whereas Plusle and Qwilfish will be 45. Because Espeon and Umbreon will be my mainstays for fighting the electric types in here for now, because they've got those neutral hits. And Plusle and Qwilfish will probably be for everybody else, so, yeah. Hi there. None of the scientists have Shadow Pokemon, though. It's just the Cypher Peons that are in here, so. Well, what? Get angry with me? He's already angry with me, so. You've used them. Time to spam 5 PowerPoint moves in the Elite Four. Yeah, especially in those cases when you have like 5 or 10 PowerPoints on a move. It's nice to have Ethers and Elixirs just in case you need a little bit of a pick-me-up, so. Labs have to be properly separated, so a lot of doors in real life, so it's a good lab. Probably true, yeah. They've got the doors just in case, like, need to keep all of the rooms ventilated properly and stuff like that, so you don't want, outside air getting into them, so yeah, it's probably a good lab. How much will Magnemite take from a feint attack? Yeah, actually. Yeah, let's do that. People writing music mystifies you. How do you come up with this stuff? It's a good question. A lot of original music I have trouble with coming up with because usually the melodies just sound like something I've already heard, you know? I mean, it is what it is, but sometimes I just have trouble with that. That's why I haven't really done any more music mix stuff over on YouTube, because it's hard writing original music, so. Lethco, we're stealing that. Something like that, yeah. Oh good, metal sound. Yikes. All I can imagine is like, it's like nails on a chalkboard, except it's metal nails on a chalkboard. Gross. Also probably not good for Espeon, but I think we'll be okay. Yeah, we'll be fine. Because I'll maybe take 1 hit from Magnemite and that'll be it. So. I mean, hell, it might have Thunderbolt, you never know, but it'll be alright. We'll be good. The other unfortunate part is that our major answer to Steel types are also in and after this lab, so Steel types will give us a bit of a problem for a while, Electric types will give us a bit of a problem for a while. Guess what this lab has a lot of? Both. This is like in other RPGs where, like, they give you an item that would have been great for the enemies in that area, and then after that, it's still kind of useful, but it would have been more useful if they just gave it to you before you went to that area. Except Pokemon, so... Does any major company for Pokemon have any representation in the OR region? Other than, the company that makes Pokeballs, which is what, what's the company in Rustboro? I think they're the ones that make Pokeballs, if I remember right, in Hoenn. Other than them, I don't really think so. I think it's mostly just independently operated, so... Yeah, in order to get in this door, we need another key, the downstairs key, so we don't have that right now, so we'll have to go find it, and that means there's only one way for us to go, which is this way. But I think there's a Cypher Peon over here, so let's get Plusle and Qwilfish in here. Try to switch everybody around fairly evenly so I don't have to go back to the heal point as much, I guess. Ooh, I see something on the floor. And we'll need this. It's one of the DNA samples we'll need for the puzzle, quote-unquote, in this area. There's a total of 3 DNA samples, and they can be in any of 9 locations in the lab. So we'll see if we can find a few of them while we're out here. Yeah, there he is. Probably after this, what I'll probably do is... Oh my god, it's Cole. He's gotten out of work early to challenge me to a battle. But yeah, probably what I'll do is in after I'm done with each floor, I'll probably go back to the PC and heal and save, so. Metroid Other M. Give Samus the Varia suit like halfway through the damn lava area. Who thought that was a good idea? Not me. I'll tell you that much. Oh, Shadow Apom, okay. The Captain, yeah, probably true. The Captain does like to see her suffer a little bit, so I'm gonna T-Wave this thing right away and see if Castform does any weather shenanigans. Actually, I can do weather shenanigans because that'll turn Castform into a water type, and then I can blast it off the field with Thunder, so that'll be pretty good. Other M made you so mad. Samus, you're supposed to be a competent bounty hunter. Adam, you're supposed to be a competent captain. Oh boy. Ow! Apom was not happy with me Thunder waving it. Good lord. Sorry, Plusle. Well, I guess we'll get Espeon in here so we can do a reflect. Did you ever learn who the traitor was? Yes, it's revealed near the end of the game. Yeah, it's... I haven't played enough of Other M to know, but I'm sure it's there. I wonder what weather Castform was gonna use. Well, let's find out. Rain Dance. Okay, so you were gonna do the same thing I was anyway. We're on the same page. It's fine. I don't want a Helping Hand Surf, though, because that will probably knock Apom all the way the hell out, so let's not do that. Let's revive Plusle first. There you go, buddy. And then I'll try to get this Apom out of here ASAP. Is this Surf gonna KO it? No way. There's no way this Surf is gonna KO it. Not even in the rain, right? Like, Qwilfish isn't that strong. Yeah. That's actually right where I want you to be, so that's fine. I can get it out of here a little faster. Okay, Weather Ball's a little bit nasty, but I'll put up a screen or something, it's fine. Actually, I might not get to put up a screen, because if Apom uses anything on Espeon, it might KO it, so yeah. And it's gonna, because, of course, as we've seen so far, the AI likes to prioritize hitting everything and anything in that top slot, so... Unless it's Umbreon, and then they just kind of pick a slot, so... Okay, Umbreon out. We will catch and we will revive, and then after that we should be in okay shape, I think. Oh, you must have missed Alfred the Traitor. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's, you know, no big deal, I guess. So revive Espeon. We're probably gonna definitely have to go back to the heal point after this, considering all the carnage that's happened in this battle. How about we use a Great Ball to start for Apom? I should be able to catch it, not too bad, so... Sunny Day Enhanced Weather Ball is brutal. You learned how good it was about a year ago, good lord. Yeah, Weather Ball in most weather conditions is pretty solid, because it's base 100 power, and it's whatever that type is, so it's pretty good. Pretty good, all things considered. Okay, a Remoraid is not really going to be a problem, I don't think. Now, who's this Weather Ball going to be on? Because it doesn't really matter. It's probably not going to do that much damage. So, yeah, I mean, even in the rain, like... Umbreon can tank it. It's fine. Alright, so I think I'm going to Surf anyway because that'll do decent damage, all things considered, and I'm going to target Remoraid with Feint Attack. Like, Castform is probably the biggest threat on the field at the moment, but it's fine. I'll get rid of it slowly but surely. And yeah, that did half to Remoraid, so it'll KO with Feint Attack. Yeah, base 100 power fire move at the beginning of the game, yeah, it's pretty good. You want Sandstorm Castform? Sandstorm Castform would be pretty cool, and it makes me wonder why they never included it in Hoenn to begin with, because, like, there is a Sandstorm in Hoenn that is always raging. Why would you not have a ground-type Castform? Like, what? It's not like it doesn't have the stats for it or something. Like, what are you thinking? Come on now. You got all the other conditions. Thank you, Ho-Oh. If you hadn't kept Weather Ball, you might not have beaten Clay. Yeah, and having that extra Weather Ball with Sunny Day is definitely, especially if you're doing what you did, where you're beating the game with legendaries at a really early level. Yeah, it's definitely helpful. So, let's just keep surfing. Eventually we'll get Castform out of here. I'll have Umbreon target it now that Furret's going to go down in 2, so... I might be able to get rid of it this turn. It just depends on how much damage this does. So, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Alright, cool. Well, that's one extra Weather Ball I don't have to take. That Excadrill would have been a pain. Oh, I know how much of a pain that Excadrill is, believe me. I had to fight it in that Nuzlocke of, what was it, Volt White that I did way back in the day on the channel. God, that thing was a pain in my ass. Oh, and it has Surf. Okay, well, that's actually a fairly well-put-together team. He's got a Rain Dance strategy going. I can appreciate it, even if Furret doesn't have the kind of special attack it needs to actually do anything with that, but, you know. No, there goes the rain. Umbreon can KO this thing. And then I'll switch in... Which of you... I guess it's going to be Plusle. I was meaning to hit Summary there, but... I was going to say, which of you needs more experience, but... Yeah, it's probably fine. In the opposite playthrough, you had to grind out BP because Emboar's Learn Set was trash in Gen 5. No higher moves pretty much at all until Heat Crash. Yeah, it's not really that great on the moves there. Did it use Flamethrower just now? I didn't see what the move was. Wow. This Furret knows a lot of different moves. Didn't even know stuff that'd help it if you decided to change the weather. Man. This guy's team is well put together. I can respect it. Yes, it's like your Delcatty. Your Delcatty has a whole bunch of these moves, too. Actually, Venus has a Delcatty that has a whole bunch of those moves, too, because she's got Double Edge on it and Attract, but she's also got, like, Thunderbolt and, I think, Water Pulse, if I remember right. So it's like a discount Persian from Gen 1, basically. Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, T-Bolt, and Hyper Beam. Oh, I hope that's like a later gen so you can give it choice specs, because that would probably actually help pretty good with that set. Actually, that's another good thing that I can say about like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, is that they let you get the choice specs within the main game. And you wouldn't think that that's a very big deal, but I like it because it means that Pokemon that normally don't have the kind of damage that they could have can make good use of it, basically. So, like, let's say, for example, you've got a Noctowl, and you want it to do decent damage with its moves, and it gets a lot of decent special moves, but it's a Noctowl, so it doesn't really have that high of special attack. You can give it specs before the game is over, and it'll actually deal respectable amounts of damage, because it'll basically have a +1 to its special attack at all times. Now, you can only choose one move at a time when that happens, but it's still not too bad. Yeah, Gen 3 was a hoot. Choice items during the main game is a blessing. Yeah, it is a blessing in disguise. It's nice. It's more helpful than you might think, so... Alright, well anyway, back into the lab. We gotta go get the downstairs key first before we go do anything else, and I need to swap these guys around, I think. I think there's a scientist next before the next peon, so... Cypher peon, that is. I'm going to choose to believe that, even if it's not true, at least for now, until we go down there and find out. If I see a scientist, then fine, I'll just keep Espeon and Umbreon where they are. If I don't see a scientist, then maybe I'll swap Qwilfish and Plusle. Or I'll just leave them in and I'll figure it out later. Like I said, the most important thing here is that we don't get to level 50 before we finish this place and get my 6th member in the Almost said the name of the final dungeon. That's a bit of a spoiler. In the final dungeon, so. Like, Delcatty had decent physical attack, and so it gets stab and decent power on Hyper Beam, and special attack is also a lot higher than you'd think, yeah. I've used one. Way back in the Pokemon Versus playthrough, I actually used one, and it was not bad. It really fell off by the end game, but it was because I was mainly using it as a physical attacker. And I mean, it had an adamant nature, but even so, it wasn't that great on that. It's good for the mid game, but it falls off by the late game, I think, so. Where are the lab coats anyway? I would have loved to have gotten one of them. I love how these guys are always just like, they're not thinking, oh, these people are intruders. They're like, oh, they're just researchers and don't have their lab coat. I must have that kind of look or something. Okay, Magneton's going to be a little bit of a pain in my ass here, but I might be able to fix that with Stantler, actually. Because I can just use Shadow Rush, and that's neutral. So, maybe I'll do that. It did decent. Yeah, with Bolt Beam, it's got good coverage, too. So, that's not too bad. Yours would have fallen off if it wasn't a duo run. It got so much EXP between that Blaziken and Delcatty, they were in the 70s by the time the champion battle. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that would definitely help out then, yeah, for sure. I'm going to put up a screen, and then I'm going to switch Stantler in, actually, instead of Umbreon. Umbreon's good, in good shape, but it's a little ahead of Espeon at the moment, so. Stantler's bar is doing pretty good, though, all things considered. But yeah, we'll use the Shadow move to get around the fact that I can't hit Steel types for shit right now without getting hit with a super effective Thunderbolt or something. So, Delcatty carried you. It was 78 by the time you beat the champion. Blaziken was 72 or 73. And yeah, I mean in Hoenn for sure because... Oh, that's Thunder. In Hoenn for sure because in Hoenn you've got to deal with all those water roots, so that will... I mean, having something that has Thunderbolt will definitely help out with that, so... Alright, how about we double team the Magneton? Between the two of us, I think we'll be able to KO it. Even with this being not very effective. It doesn't have as high of special defense as its physical, so... Or that could happen. I mean, that's actually okay, because that means I'll have a higher chance of getting crits, so... I'm really glad I put up the light screen, though, because, yeah, that would have KO'd Stantler if I had... Oh, come on, Stantler, don't do this to me! I need your help! Okay. Well, I can heal on this turn, so I can full heal it. I need you to actually do things with your... It won't take an item. Oh, that's fun. Well, at least I can get rid of Magneton right now. And then I can maybe get rid of Magnemite if I don't get Parahaxed. See how big of a gap that is? Yeah, that's a big gap for sure. I got a low roll on Psybeam. Of course I did. They've hit almost every Thunder they've used, so goodbye, Stantler. Thanks for nothing. What the hell, man? I wanted you to be helpful. I gave you every opportunity. Okay. Well, anyway. Umbreon, I guess. And it was Emerald, so you fought Wallace instead of Steven. Yeah. Yep. And Blaziken wouldn't really do a whole lot in that fight either. So. Okay. Let's just do this and that, I think. That'll be okay. Waiting for you to realize it was in hyper mode. Yeah, I guess I kind of glossed over that part, didn't I? Oh well, it's fine. We got a Confusion Hacks out of it. Maybe it'll hurt itself to death. I'm really holding out for hope here, I guess. But well, this place will take a little longer than most people would because we just don't have the ground type move yet. Okay, that's a thing that can go boom, so I think I need to fix that as quickly as possible. Well, he's still confused, so that's fine. Or it. You almost two-shotted his Milotic with a Delcatty. That is pretty good. Yeah, that's something to be proud of. You don't always see that happening with Milotic. It's pretty bulky, so. But if you're getting a little sick of Psybeam not quite doing enough damage to KO things, don't worry about it, because soon enough we will fix that problem. We just need to get to level 47 to do it, so. You need to stop hitting these, sir. That has like 70% accuracy. At least we got a synchronized paralysis out of that. That helps a little bit. And no boom for you. I guess he used Thunder instead of self-destruct, so. I think there is one person in here, though, that like almost exclusively uses self-destruct. Hopefully I don't run into him and have too many problems. This poor Magnemite has not hit any of its thunders, I don't think. That sucks. Poor little guy. I'm not even worried about the paralysis, it's fine. And we'll revive Stantler, I think. I think there's one more scientist to fight before we get the key, so... And then we'll go revive it afterwards when we go to the PC. The Whalelord, though. The Whalelord, I think it took 5 Thunderbolts. Well, yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of HP, so even if its defenses aren't that great, it's got a ton of HP, and it will take a while to get through that. So... Are you sure? I mean, a few of the peons seem to have Shadow Pokemon, so that seems to be left at the very least. Alright, let's heal Espeon. We'll save the revives for now. I'll use a Lemonade. Is that going to be enough? Just enough, yeah, actually, because it heals 80, so... Alright, and for now... Okay, we're all doing pretty good so far. You two are about the same now, a little bit of a difference, but that's okay. I should give Plusle something, though, so it doesn't feel so left out because I don't have a hold item for it. Oh, well. Oh, hello. I've been trying. Sometimes it isn't working, especially in here it hasn't been working. But that's because you guys have Pokemon that I'm not able to really break through, so... But it's fine. We'll break through eventually. Okay, so we have an Electrode and a Magneton. Do I reflect? Or do I light screen? I think I just light screen. Like, if it blows up, then, well, Espeon's dead no matter what I do, so even if I manage to get a, what's it called? Even if I manage to get a Reflect up, Explosion would go directly through that and blow it up, so I don't think it's worth it for me to do that. Feint Attack, I guess? I don't know. I got nothing. Okay, it's just more Thunder. That's fine. I can deal with Thunder spam. We'll break through eventually. Especially if they don't use Rain Dance. Like, you'd think they'd be using Rain Dance to make it so they can actually connect with this stuff, but apparently not. So, I mean, whatever. It is what it is, I guess. Secret Power does not make contact, so I will avoid static that way. That seems like a good idea. We'll break through Magneton slowly. It'd be like knocking down a wall, but that's okay. I'm liking all these Thunder misses. That's nice. Goodbye, Electrode. No boom for you. This is my Boomstick. Well, your Boomstick is looking a little limp there, sir. Sorry. And a Magnemite. Okay, so the reverse of the last guy, basically. That's fine. And hell, if I get a synchronized ow... Jesus, ow! Okay. I was gonna say, if I get a synchronized paralysis here, it might actually come in pretty handy for me, but... I'm not gonna get a synchronized paralysis if that happens. I'm gonna switch in Qwilfish. This is a bad idea, but I have a light screen up, so that should maybe help me a little bit when I use Surf. So I'm not gonna put Rain Dance up, though, because that would... Basically, when you put up a Rain Dance, the good thing about Thunder when you're using Rain Dance is that it ignores evasion and accuracy checks when Rain is up on the field. Thunder does, specifically. So, ooh, nice crit. That'll take care of Magnemite right away. Good. One less Thunder to worry about. And, yeah, so because of the fact that it ignores accuracy and evasion, I wouldn't have the chance of it having those, you know, the 70 accuracy that it has, so... It is good, though, that I'm getting Qwilfish and Espeon and Umbreon in on these guys, because the extra special attack they'll be getting from these Magnemite and Magnetons will definitely help out, so... I don't like all these crits that they're getting, but I guess it makes me use my revives, so... Fair enough, I suppose. Let's see... See, I can't really break through with anybody other than Espeon. I could have Plusle go in, but I really wouldn't be able to break through unless I did that, so... Alright, Espeon, why don't you Psybeam this thing? You should be able to knock it out, and then we'll revive Qwilfish so he gets the special attack EVs as well. You should send me a medley. You also DM me your woes. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good, Marie. You do that. Excuse me. Hello, Amarella. How you doing? Welcome. We're inside the Shadow Pokemon Lab, and I don't have a ground type, so this is going to be fun. Oh, boy. It's fine. We'll make it through eventually. Eventually, there will be less researchers and more Cypher peons that we'll be dealing with, so we'll be able to handle them a little easier. Oh, so that's what you meant. Okay. I don't know about that. I just need to find the shipment and then disrupt it. But here we get the downstairs key, so now we can actually go to the rest of the lab proper. So, but first, well, I've been taking a beating, so I'm gonna go heal. Let's see here. And after we go downstairs, let's see. There's more chances for DNA samples for us to get in just a little bit here, so that'll be good. Might even get all 3 if we get them nice and easy. There's a bunch of other places where you can get DNA samples, and once you get them, there's a lab coming up that we'll be able to enter them in, if I recall correctly, or at least get them analyzed. I think that's a thing you have to do. Like, you have to analyze the DNA samples to see what they are, and then you take them to a gate, and the gate says, hey, which DNA samples did you get? And then you tell it what 3 you get, and there you go. So, alright, let's do a quick full heal, and then we'll get back out there. You're good. Played some Heroes of the Storm earlier. Had a blast. Nice. Sounds like a plan. I have not played Heroes of the Storm yet, but I've heard it was somewhat fun, at least from what little I've heard about it. So I'm doing pretty good myself. Just, like I said, we're hanging out in the Shadow Pokemon Lab. We're taking a bit of a beating because I don't have a... oh, I gotta get Stantler as well. I don't have a ground type in the team, and I should probably actually take Piloswine out just for this particular section, to be honest. That seems like actually a good idea. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, just withdraw it. Because at least that gives me a ground type, you know what I mean? So I can dodge Thunders instead of just taking them like a champ. So. Alright, well there's that. Anyway. And it's probably best that I did this because I think the next trainer we're going to be fighting is going to have a Shadow Pokemon, so... You got a 2-kill, 27 assist, and 0 death Anduin game, where you got to land some Giga Brain ults. Okay, well, that's... I have no idea what you just said, but it sounds cool, so... I know what an ult is. That's about the extent... Well, actually, I know what kills, assists, and deaths are, too. Those are pretty self-explanatory. I know what an ult is because I've played a singular game that has an ult in it, but the rest, yeah, I don't know. But it sounds cool, so I'm glad you had fun doing it. That's good. Yeah, it doesn't tell you what DNA sample it is just yet. We'll have to find a way to figure out what's in that thing first. But here's the downstairs key, so let's use it. Anduin's a healer. One of his ults lets him set a thing on a friendly that explodes in a moment with a stun and damage. Ooh, that sounds pretty useful. Hello. Well, I know that, but nobody has stopped me so far. They've tried to drop as many Thunderbolts as possible on me, but doesn't mean it's worked. So, okay, I don't think this lady has any Shadow Pokemon, but this is not a good matchup for Espeon at all. Also, I don't know why Suicune is in... Maybe because I didn't switch my team around after I just deposited them all. That would explain a lot, actually. Suicune, you're fighting for a minute, because I gotta get Espeon the hell out of here. Oh, this is great. This is definitely going my way. Let's send Plusle in. Why not? It'll probably be okay. Not against Nuzleaf so much, but I can probably do good against Houndour. Oh, okay, Hyper Mode, that's fine. So this is going to be on Plusle, because it's Dark-type move, yep. Thankfully, Plusle's special defense is not bad, actually. It's just its defense that's not doing so hot. So. Do you know the basics of what's going on? You have a blast in Discord? Okay, sounds good. Why does the Cypher uniform look like a Batman costume they bought from Wish? I mean, yeah, it kind of has that look to it, yeah, now that you mention it. They do redesign it in the next game, yeah. It looks more like armor rather than, yeah, discount Batman outfit. So. That's actually not bad. I wasn't expecting that to KO, but I wasn't expecting it to do that much damage. I was expecting maybe like 2/3, so. But we'll let Suicune fight for a minute, because I'm in Hyper Mode, so I might as well. I didn't exactly have anybody that I could send in against Nuzleaf that would do decent damage for right now. I guess Quillfish with Pin Missile. but yeah, okay. Qwilfish with Pin Missile, yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, so that's also on Plusle, but that's okay. And Suicune's still in Hyper Mode. I will... Let's see, you've got 4 Pokemon, so I can call it out of Hyper Mode in a minute. I'm just going to have it KO Houndour while I KO Carvanha with Plusle. I'll take a Rough Skin hit, but that's okay. This Carvanha is made of wet tissue paper, so it'll... I mean, I could use Thunder Shock and it would have died, so... It's fair. Fair enough. Oh, and a Murkrow. Okay, well I can actually work with that because Plusle should be able to knock that out. Oh, it's not going to be knocking it out because of the Shadow Pokemon. Okay. I guess I wasn't looking at my guide properly. Yeah, there it is. I didn't see that there in the guide. It mentioned that she's here, but it didn't... I didn't look at it well enough, apparently. Alright, well I gotta call Suicune out of Hyper Mode, I gotta paralyze this Murkrow, and then I gotta get Espeon in so I can put up a Reflect and a Light Screen, probably, because this thing probably has, like, Feint Attack. Might even have Fly. Might even use Shadow Rush over and over and over again and make it a little easier for me to catch it. You never know. Seems to be doing that. And sorry, Plusle, your defense just isn't there, brother. I'll revive you in a second. But yeah, until we get our team of 6 together, we're going to start taking KOs a little bit frequently here, unfortunately. It's fine. We'll make do, but... Obviously, it's not the best situation we could be in, so... I'll get Umbreon in here, because it can tank pretty good. As for Qwilfish, do I want to Pin Missile? It's neutrally effective, so I don't know if I want to, because it'll probably do decent damage. Let's just Surf outside of rain. That should do okay. Maybe do, like, a third, half. I would love it if it did about a third. So, that way it doesn't get too far down. Okay, slow down. Slow down there, Qwilfish. I special attack trained you too much. Oh, man. Let's see. Well, it's fine. It's right where it needs to be, so... Alright, let's revive Plusle, and then... I'm gonna toss a ball at it in midair. I don't fucking care. What's the worst that could happen? I lose the ball. It's not like I don't have a bunch of those already. Then again, I might get enhanced strength from this here snag machine, so I can yeet it up into the air at it. So, apparently so. Honestly surprised at how well Plusle's level's been holding up. It's done pretty good for us so far, all things considered. That boosted EXP that it gets is definitely helping for sure. Although it isn't like super over-leveled like you might think it would be, considering how much its level is... because it gets boosted experience, you would think it would be a little over-leveled, but as it turns out, it's not. So, I'll just use Taunt. I don't think it has any status moves that I care about, but let's use Taunt. And we'll try to catch it again. It might keep Shadow Rushing, which will make it a little easier to catch, but I think 3 Shadow Rushes and we'll be dead, so... Again, I'm not too worried about it if we don't catch it. There is a second chance to catch every one of the Shadow Pokemon in this game, so... Don't worry about it, but it'll just take a while if we don't catch it before later. We've had a close call already with Stantler, but yeah, it'll be fine. How about I freshwater Qwilfish? That seems like a good idea. Pokemon XD, but you can only use Pokemon that weren't ever Shadow Pokemon. What are even your options in XD? Probably just the wild Pokemon at that point, like Eevee, the Eons, and then the wild Pokemon, I would imagine. I mean, you could use basically anything that wasn't a Shadow Pokemon once you unlock the Trade Center, but that's the post-game where there's basically just Mount Battle to do, so... or Coliseum, but, you know. I won't be doing Or Coliseum when we play XD, just in case anybody was wondering, yeah, not doing that. It's a little hard. Yeah, it's not a lot, yeah. There's very limited options there, that's for sure. Ooh, we have a bot, hold on. We have 2 bots, hold on. I will fix this. Let's see, 1 bot. Bot. Ban. There goes that one. 2 bots. Oh, there's more bots. All the bots. They're invading. I've been invaded by bots. Let's see. 3. Bot. Nothing like wasting a minute because somebody decided that they want me to become famous. Can't you see I'm streaming to an average of 2.5 people? I don't want to be famous. Fuck off. Okay, so we definitely don't want you there. Let's do a little swapping around here, because, actually, I might leave Umbreon in the top slot and just see if it can tank better for me, because, again, it seems like the AI really goes for that top slot more, but it might just be that it's going for Espeon. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we're going to not save yet, because there's one more Shadow Pokemon in this hallway, so we'll go get them, and then after that we'll go back and we'll save, and we'll continue with this area. Actually, maybe I want to go here first. Because, ooh, I see another sample. Aha. There we go. We got 2. Now I just need to find the 3rd one. Hi there. Oh, okay. So these are like the cages where they keep the Pokemon. Okay. Yeah, I guess if you're giving them out. Oh, okay. Huh. Wonder where they took them. Maybe to that arena they were talking about making. Okay, well, thanks for the info, man. Appreciate it. Oh, yeah. I gotta go catch the other Shadow Pokemon. That room over there is actually where you analyze the DNA samples, but, well, we can't get over there from here, so... But yeah, it'll come in handy later when we can actually see into the room without wall haxing. So... Oh, hello. Well, I want to go through anyway. And I'm going to go through anyway. Oh god, they're coming in droves! Yeah, there's 3 wild Pokemon in every zone, and then there's the rarest ones you can trade to Duking to get 3 more Pokemon, so that's like 12 Pokemon. Ooh, I have Qwilfish out against a Pupitar. Nice. And then their evolutions. You got Eevee. I mean, I guess that gives you some variety. You could probably form a halfway decent team around the Pokemon that are available there. You'd probably have a few weaknesses to Ice, because there's a lot of flying types, but that'd probably be okay. So I think that Spark plus Surf will KO both of these. I think Pupitar will just get one-shotted by it. Surf, that is. Oh, okay, Spark just KOs Swablu right away. I was thinking its special defense would hold up, but... Excuse me, turns out it did not. Remember, there's a there's a Larvitar from Duking. There's a Meditite, I think, and then a Shuckle. And that's a Shadow Forretress! Okay, well, we'll do the best we can with it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this will KO Pupitar. I mean, we're not that low on the special attack, so, yeah. I like the Larvitar line. I just never get to use it, which kind of sucks. But, you know, what can you do? So probably one more Surf and then a T-Wave, and I think we'll be in good shape. Although I might want to not do... Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to do Surf and T-Wave, because the Surf will do a good damage to Zubat, but I definitely want to split the damage of Surf, because it looks like if I did single target Surf to Forretress, it would do like half of its HP bar, and I don't want to accidentally KO it, so I'm just going to do this. I'll take care of the Zubat next turn. There. Now Forretress is right in range to be caught, and I'm going to use a Net Ball, so that'll make it a little easier. Or Plusle can die again. Yeah, eventually Double Battles start doing a lot of damage to you, and it just takes a lot. You take a lot of punishment. That's the point. So it's not really good. Espeon. I guess I can knock out Zubat with that and toss a ball. So is that Poison Fang? I was looking at my chat instead. Yeah, that was Poison Fang. Okay. So I can Side Beam the Zubat, and I can throw a Net Ball at Forretress. And Net Ball has that ×4 multiplier, so it should catch it pretty easily. So I mean, Plusle will be missing out on like 200 experience from Zubat, but that's okay. You know, why do they Ninja Drop from the ceiling? That's a good question. I don't know, maybe they like ninjas. Not until it evolves, or not until it Megas in 3 generations, yeah. I've never really gotten to use the Larvitar line all that much, and I don't really think that's going to change anytime soon. I might be able to do a playthrough of XD off-screen where I use it, but the problem in XD is that I don't plan on ever raising my main team above level 50 for any reason whatsoever, even with the minimal amount of post-game stuff we're going to be doing. So, yeah, because of that, I can't even get a Tyranitar in XD because it needs to get to 55 to evolve, so... Yeah, I don't anticipate that being a thing. Okay, back to the heal point. This is getting repetitive, I guess. Why? Why Plusle? Why? Just that hasty nature is gonna be its downfall. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a glass cannon. If I'm not facing special attackers with it, it takes a bit of a beating. And that sucks because, like, I need to T-Wave a lot of the Shadow Pokemon, so... I mean, just breed one and trade it to a new game for... I mean, that's true, yeah. That's fair. I like the Larvitar in XD, though. It gets Dragon Dance as one of its moves, and you can't get that unless you, like, chain breed normally, if I remember correctly, so... Psst, I did this. I chain bred and put into a new game. So, okay, well, there's our Shadow Fortress. Let's see, so let's just deposit our normal fighters. And then withdraw our normal fighters. And again, I could be using more items for this, but, well, I only packed 15 of each item when I left home, so I said, eh. Plus, I'm probably going to need to go buy more Ultra Balls before the end of the dungeon to begin with, because I'm going to have to catch another legendary beast pretty soon. So, alright, let's see. Probably Umbreon and Espeon. We'll stick over here. Yeah, that should work okay. Again, I want to try to get them to 47 before we go to the final dungeon, if possible, and then Plusle and Qwilfish can be a little lower on level, because, well, I'd rather pour the experience into Espeon and Umbreon so Espeon can get a more powerful Psychic move. D-Dance T-Tar, that's horrifying for Gen 3. I know. The only thing missing is the extra special defense it gets from its Sandstream ability from... I think that change was only implemented in Gen 4, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, if it had that and Dragon Dance, that would be nuts. But yeah, it's already a pretty powerful Pokemon to begin with, but getting extra attack and speed is like, oh my god. It is a house. Okay, so we have 2 DNA samples, and we can go down to the next floor of the lab. We'll go look around the next floor and see what we can find, and then I think we'll call it a day. I don't know if we'll find all the DNA samples, but we might. And that means I won't be catching my 5th team member until probably the beginning of the next episode. So. I mean, Moxie Gyarados... Yeah, Moxie Gyarados is just as terrifying. That's true. So. Okay, so there's DNA samples over here. Well, hello. There's also a Cypherpeon, as it turns out. And then... I'm just looking at the map over this area. So there's potentially 2 samples in here. There's a sample over by a bunch of elevators, and there's potentially 2 samples in the north room here. And we'll go see what we can find there. But first, Shadow Ariados. That's another netball that we'll be using it on. That's good. I think I'll Secret Power. And Rhyhorn, I don't think it can live a Psybeam. So, alright, let's test my theory. Does Umbreon work better in the first slot? Because that's the one that they target the most often, and that's why people have trouble. Because people are like me and like to have Espeon in front because it rolls off the tongue better. Espeon and Umbreon rather than Umbreon and Espeon. But, I don't know, maybe they just target Espeon more. Is the extra effect paralysis here again? It is. Good. That's what I want. Sludge Bomb! Okay, they just target Espeon. That's fine. I'll tell you what though, Ariados, if you got that as a Spinarak in that there Pokemon XD, boy, I would like that. Sludge Bomb is really hard to come by in XD because you don't get the TM until post-game. And most poison types don't learn it. So, not even when they're Shadow Pokemon and they get purified. I mean, a few of them do, but usually not until the mid-game, so... Well, that was fairly simple. Now we just got to get it down to about half and use that there netball, and we'll be in good shape. You hate how the DNA samples were randomized? Yeah, they go wherever they feel like going. They're just kind of all over the place. Well, goodbye, Espeon. Yeah, that was the thing I think that I personally prefer about XD, is that in XD, the Pokemon weren't just like... Okay, you know, they just have the moves that they would normally have if they were leveling up when you purify them, you know. They had actual, like, other moves on themselves, like egg moves and tutor moves and moves you wouldn't normally be able to get otherwise. So, yeah, it was nice. We're going to use all these revives by the time we're done in here, aren't we? Oh, well. I probably should avoid just using as many of them and just go back to the save point more often, but why? I don't want to. Alright, we'll see if this works. If it doesn't, I'll just Secret Power it one more time, or maybe I'll Poison Sting it. I don't know. It's a net ball. It should work pretty good. Yeah, see? There you go. Easy as that. I think it was Baton Pass Rapidash. That sounds right, yeah. Baton Pass Agility is niche as fuck, but it's something. Yeah, and I mean, it gives Rapidash something more to do than just kind of be a worse Arcanine in Gen 3. Like, it has a more shallow move pool. I think I see the third DNA sample up there. More shallow move pool than Arcanine. It doesn't really do a whole lot other than that. But, I mean, I guess it gets... I think it gets Flash Fire. Not 100% sure about that. Oh, anyway. Oh, I didn't put Suicune in the PC when I went and healed everybody. Okay. Well, now we know that they just target Espeon. They don't target just specifically the top slot, so... I don't think I should switch these two in, because there's probably a Scientist in this room. Oh, well. What can you do? Oh, nope, he's not in here. Well, anyway, here's the third DNA sample. Now, like Marie was saying there, the DNA samples are randomized in a bunch of different areas around the lab, so if yours are in different spots than mine, that's why, because they're not always in the same spots. They're different each playthrough, basically. So... yeah, it's speed, that's it. Rapidash has never really been very good. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It got better with the physical special split, to be fair. It's just, you know, sometimes it needs a little more than just that to be better. Alright, so anyway, we'll explore the rest of this floor, and then, we might be able to go catch my 5th team member, actually. I don't know, though, if they spawn in that area before you go to use the, whatchamacallit? Before you go to use the DNA samples, so we'll have to... I'll go check. We'll test. Why not? Because I got a few minutes left here. Yeah, every Pokemon got better with that. That means equal distribution of power. That is true. That is true. That is fair. So I think we'll go up here first. Probably a Scientist or something in here. Yeah, a Scientist over there. Okay, well, Espeon, Umbreon, you're coming back out of retirement. Because I definitely need the light screens and all that stuff, so... Alright. Or should I... well, I've already got all the DNA samples, so maybe instead of doing that, like fighting the Scientist now, maybe I should go this way first and see if I can catch my 5th team member. It's not from this lady, unfortunately, but... I think I can... one of these elevators leads down and around to where I may be able to find my 5th team member, so we'll see. That, however, is a very big threat right there that she just sent out. Granbull is not to be messed with. It has a lot of attack, and does it have guts? I forget if it has guts or not. If it does, that's terrifying, because I need to paralyze it because it's a shadow Pokemon, but I could just not paralyze it. Oh no, it has Intimidate, okay. Excuse me. Well, that answers that question. So T-Wave it first, and start weakening it with Surf. T-Wave doesn't help too much, because it already has pretty low speed, but it'll help somewhat, because well, I have a chance of it being fully paralyzed, so... that has Intimidate. But does it have Return? If it has Return, something is going to die on my side of the field this turn, because Return from Granbull is scary as hell, to be fair. It has Strength. I mean, that's something. Goodbye, Plusle. Yeah, it didn't even need a crit to get rid of it. But Plusle did what it was supposed to do. It paralyzed the Shadow Pokemon, so that's fine. Vigoroth. How do I deal with Vigoroth? I could put up a Reflect with Espeon, I guess. I'll revive Plusle in a minute when I actually want to KO something. So, let's put up a Reflect first, and then I'll Surf again. It probably won't KO the Vigoroth, so that'll let me revive next turn, and then KO something. Or revive and throw a ball. Yeah, I should probably revive and throw a ball. It's at that point where I'd probably get away with tossing an Ultra Ball at it and being fine. And it's fully paralyzed. That's good. That is good. That is very good. Another revive. Yeah, we're pissing right through those, that's for sure. That's fine. That's what they're there for. So, more Ultra Balls. I really could be throwing Great Balls here too, though, because again, we're going to need the money later to buy more Ultra Balls for the next Pokemon we're going to catch. The next major Pokemon we're going to catch from the next boss fight, but you know. Needed the crit. Crit mattered? I don't know. Fussel's defense is pretty low. Alright, we got Grand Bull, so that's good. What else you got, lady? Oh, Linoon. Okay, that's fine. So now we should be able to get rid of these two without too much trouble. I can just Surf and Psybeam, and that should be enough, really. So there we go, and that. I don't think that crit mattered too much, but, I mean, I would have KO'd with Surf if it did matter, but I guess that means Vigoroth is going to take the full wave! Love how the barkeep at the outskirts stand has a monopoly on Pokeballs, but only one customer, so does the monopoly matter? I mean, I guess probably not, then. I mean, it's a natural monopoly, I suppose, but... Technically, his supplies are limited, though. He says he only has as much as he has in the storage room. Now, you never run out, or rather, he never runs out, but... I don't know, it makes it seem like there's a bit of a monopoly on it, I guess. So... Alright, we haven't saved in a little bit, but I think we'll be okay if I just keep going. So I'm going to choose to do that. This will not fully heal you, will it? Not quite. Just a little bit shy, but that's okay. And we take, I think, the left elevator to get to where I want to get to see if the Cypher Peon is there right now. So, I'm going to go see. Because I think there's a scientist over here after you get all the DNA samples, and he's like, I'm going to turn the alarm on you, but I don't know if he's here yet, so I'm going to pull out Espeon and Umbreon just in case, but... Hell, the Cypher Peon might not even be here yet. Oh, here he is. Okay. Well, they are. It's just that I'm doing their job better because I'm beating them all in Pokemon battles, so... Now, this may be a what-if scenario, because if I remember right, he hits the alarm, and I'm not sure if you can get out of the lab after that. So, if that's the case, then I might have to... reset to my previous save point. But what I would do if that was the case is I would just catch everything that we caught up to this point, and I would not fight... Like, I would leave these trainers for later when we would be coming back here, so... actually, I need a light screen. Let's do that first. And then... Secret Power. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. This is, I guess, a bit of a test, but worst comes to worst, if it works out, we'll get my 5th team member. Oh, so he's using Rain Dance. Okay. See, now the Thunders will always hit, but, well, we have a light screen up, so that's halfway decent, at least. That'll help us a little bit. It's a fast Rain Dancer, though. Alright, I think I need to get Piloswine in here, though, because I'm probably going to need the help. Especially when that happens. Good lord. I mean, the Synchronize will help, too. Because now all they're going to do is spam Thunder over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So, you know. I can probably get rid of Electrode, though, this turn, and then I guess I'll just full heal. There we go. We'll get Piloswine in here in a minute, I guess. I can't use Dig yet, because it hasn't been purified enough, but that's okay. Okay, there goes your fast Rain Dancer. What does the owner of Outskirts Stand have? Why does he have Pokeballs? Or is Desolate, and it had no wild Pokemon before you started the game. Why would he need a supplier? That's a good question. Maybe he just had them as like an oddity? I don't know. Or, I mean, or is... It has other land masses around it, so maybe there's like other countries nearby. You never know. They don't really talk about what land masses are nearby in a lot of these places, so... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just a commodity. Maybe he has a supplier that just stopped supplying him. Maybe there was some reason for it. I don't know. Maybe Team Snag'em needed him. Maybe he was working with Team Snag'em at one point. Like, because they would need the Pokeballs if they were snagging everybody's Pokemon. So, Ampharos, you are a tank. Good lord. And that's going to hurt, yeah. Espeon, you're probably going to be saying goodbye here. Oh, okay. Nice. Never mind. I was wrong! Parahax. Well, it's one less revive I gotta waste, I guess. I'll use a Hyper Potion. It's down enough on HP. There we go. You honestly like that conspiracy theory? That he's not as above board as he seemed to be, is he? It sucks though, because I'm gonna get my ground type in the next battle as long as we can leave the lab after we get it, that's fine, because then I can save and heal and do all that stuff without using all my items. But there's only gonna be one scientist that I'm even gonna be able to use my ground type on. So that kind of blows, but I guess what can you do, right? Alright, anyway, we got a Feint Attack and Psybeam and do all that stuff. Yeah, apparently it hasn't been 5 turns. This battle is not lasting as long as we thought. These animations take a fair bit. Yeah, fair enough. It's okay, though. I don't mind it. I like a lot of the particle effects that Genius Sonority uses in a lot of these moves. I like them better in XD, but still, this is pretty solid. It's been 5 turns now because my light screen wore off. And there goes the rain. I will not reapply light screen, though, because I won't need it. I'm about to KO this thing right now. Shot through the heart, and you're to blame, Magneton. Not that you have a heart, you're just a bunch of magnets taped together, so... I say that like I'm throwing shade at Magneton. I like Magneton, it's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. So... Well, what do you mean by that? Actually, I've already told everybody what he means by that, but well, we'll see in a second. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't know how true that actually is there, man. But we're gonna find out in a second. So like I said, this might be a what-if scenario if I can't actually escape the lab, because, well, if I can't save, what am I supposed to do then? But, well, we'll see what we can do. Actually, there's a Cypher Peon up ahead. I know there is, now that the alarm is on, because I'm pretty sure they spawn at any point once the alarm is on. Yeah, that door up ahead there is the one that we need the DNA samples for, but we don't know what the DNA samples have on them yet, so we'll have to go get those fixed. But before we do that, we got one more Shadow Pokemon to capture, and it's right there. And of course they send out a Kadabra after I just put away... after I just put away Espeon and Umbreon. But that's okay. We'll make it work. Yeah, this will be my ground type. Vibrava. Turn into a Flagon. I like Flygon. It's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time as well. It's, actually, you know, I could just use Pin Missile. Well, Plusle can't really do anything, really, at this point, because Vibrava doesn't really have a whole lot on it. Umbreon. Yeah, we'll send an Espeon in a minute, so... I could just use Pin Missile on Kadabra, and I'll probably be able to KO it, it's fine. I probably should have just Sparked and Surfed on, like, Sparked on Kadabra and Surfed on both, but, whatever. Oh, nice. Used Roleplay. That's cool. Not making contact, but that's a cool move. I like it. Nice crit. That will definitely KO it in 2. I love Kadabra's fainting animation that HAL Laboratory did for the Stadium games there, where it just sits down so defeated. It's like, man, fuck this shit, and it just throws its spoon up in the air and bonks itself on the head with it. It's great. That is environmental storytelling, my friends. So... Actually, it does that animation twice because it probably loads it for every duration move that runs out. Probably, yeah. Yeah, it probably loads it for all of them. Like the circle thing that I think that's what you're referring to, is the circling around the battlefield thing. Yeah. Yeah, it does them for all of them. So. Do I want a Secret Power Vibrava? Yeah, I guess I kind of do. And then... See, I could Feint Attack the Kecleon and then Pin Missile it. I might Poison Sting it, actually, because then I could poison it, and that would help a little bit if I can get that off. So. Justice for Flygon, it deserved a Mega. I don't buy the Game Freak could not come up with designs for a Mega Milotic or Mega Flygon, so that's why they won't get Megas. Yeah, I don't know. I like Flygon quite a bit. It's one, like I said, it's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I love its design. I love all its evolutions are great because it forces you to kind of actually think. It's not like a logical step up. It loses attack power when it goes to Vibrava, and then it goes back up when it's a Flygon. So you have to think about how you play Trapinch different from how you play Vibrava and Flygon. But it's an interesting evolutionary line. I like it quite a bit, and I think it deserved better than what it got as well. So. I think I'm going to throw an Ultra Ball at it now. It's pretty close to in range. I don't have a status on it, but I don't feel like using Secret Power and gambling with its life, so... More male Pokemon for our team, though. So that's fun. I wonder if our last one will be a female Pokemon, or if we'll just have a sausage fest in our team. Oh boy. Well, we'll find out. Alright, well there's our 5th team member. Easy as that. Now we just gotta get rid of this Kecleon and Swellow. Plusle would be pretty good for that, but I don't dare switch it out on 2 physical attackers. So. Alright, well you're let me try again. A dark type now. Dug a hole, that's fine. It's on Qwilfish, probably. I was going to use Pin Missile, but I guess I'm not gonna now, because, well, it's going to use this on Qwilfish. What do I have to switch in? I don't really have much to switch in to a Dig, because I don't have Umbreon, just kind of waiting in the wings. I guess I could switch in Espeon. It won't do that much damage, but probably Swellow's going to be hitting me with like a Facade or some shit like that, and I'm just going to get double teamed and knocked the hell out, so... But it'll get Espeon to 46, I guess, so... Okay, it's flying. That's fine. Unfortunately, Feint Attack cannot hit while it's flying, which is just not good, but whatever. Time restrictions is why Lot didn't get Megas originally, and then the community going, Megas broke all the balance ever is why they didn't continue, and it got replaced by Z-moves and then Dynamax. Yeah, and that's probably true. It's, Game Freak has had a hard time with balancing all of that stuff since they had to swap all that stuff around, you know, so it's just, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the different changes. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of Mega Evolutions to begin with. I liked a lot of the mechanical changes that happened, specifically with Weather in Gen 6, and Fairy types being introduced. Those helped with the Dragon type and Weather problems that were happening in Gen 5. But Megas, I don't know, I felt like they were a little bit too much in a lot of cases. And then they switched them for Z-moves, which I liked even less, and then they switched them for Dynamax, which I liked even less. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. It feels like they haven't been able to find the right balance because they started introducing all of these, like, super Digimon-esque, overpowered change things. I'm avoiding using Psybeam on Kecleon because it's still a dark type. That's why I'm trying to work around it right now, in case you're wondering what the hell I'm doing. It's literally an Antlion. It's something for you to fangirl over. You like Antlions. Oh, I get that. I think we've talked about that a few times, but yeah. Antlions are cool. That's for sure. It's also 800 fucking Pokemon to try and balance around in the first place. Adding massive stat changes and even type changes with Megas is savage for balance. Yes, that is true. Also a fair point. And honestly, yeah, I feel like if they hadn't even... Yeah, and it's okay with not having every Pokemon in every game. I'm okay with that too, because it's like... It's going to be harder and harder to balance that over time, you know what I mean? So, okay, well, I just gave it back Stab, so that's probably not good. Well, Reflect helped with that, I guess, so... Alright, so now in case it lives Psybeam, we'll Feint Attack it so we get a super effective hit off. But I would have been okay if they didn't introduce Megas, to be honest. I mean, it was the defining thing for Gen 6, whatever, but I would have been okay if they had just not introduced them. I don't think Gen 6 would have had much... It wouldn't have really had much of an identity, I guess, but... I don't know. I feel like it was a runaway train, basically, that they now cannot control, because now they gotta do something that essentially deletes the previous generation's Dynamaxing, or the previous generation's Megas, or previous generation's Z-moves, and they have to do something else with it, you know what I mean, to overcome the fact that they had that. Okay, so, $100 question, who wants to be a millionaire? Can I get out of the lab while the alarm is on? We're going to find out right now, and then we're going to call it a day once we find out, because we've got, do we have all the Shadow Pokemon in the lab now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, except for the bosses. Yes, we have all the Shadow Pokemon in the lab. And I still got to fight that scientist up there, but we'll come do that in a little bit. First, for science. Not having every mon in the game is 100% okay to you because it makes it better balanced competitive scene. Yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. 100%. Makes it easier to balance everything, so. Pokemon Black and White did everything the best. You could only find new Black and White Pokemon in its storyline, and then it opened wide up after the Elite Four with the National and stuff. Yeah, and objectively speaking, Black and White 2 are probably my favorite Pokemon games of all time. Like, Colosseum and XD come pretty close, but I would have to say Black and White 2 would be my favorites out of the whole series, so... Just because of everything felt so well balanced in those games, you know, and it has some of my favorite mini games in the game. The pacing felt great, so... Oh. Okay, well... I guess we can just leave. With the alarm on. Fair enough. I guess that reduces the threat level. But whatever. And since that's the case, since I can leave, I'm actually going to take Vibrava and stick it to my party. I'm going to take the Dragon Fang off of it, because I don't think I'm going to need that. But I'm also going to need the Soft Sand off of Piloswine there. And we have a whole bunch of Shadow Pokemon that I can walk around with now to reduce their Shadow Bar. So, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and walk around with all of them and see how much of their bars I can get rid of, see if I can figure out their natures. And on the next episode of Pokemon Colosseum, the Stream Edition, we'll see if we can figure out these DNA samples and catch the final Shadow Pokemon that's in the lab that is being held by another Cypher Administrator. We're just knocking them out 1, 2, 3 here. And that should give us enough time to get to the final dungeon and catch my 6th team member. So hopefully we'll get all that done on the next episode of Pokemon Colosseum, the Stream Edition. Adam, hello and goodbye. Sorry I wasn't really interacting with you there that much. But that's okay if you were lurking. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. I'll see all of you on the next one, which will be, let's see, what's today? Friday? Today's Friday. So I got to post up the schedule tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. No, that's not when I'm posting up the schedule. Probably like 7 or 8 Eastern Daylight Time, like I usually try to do, if I don't forget. I'll post it up tomorrow, and probably Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time will be when we come back and play again. And until then, I'll figure out what I'm doing with these Shadow Pokemon. So until then, take care, everybody, and have a good one. People cried about how you can't catch them all if they aren't all in the game. It's a serious catchphrase. It was the catchphrase in the 90s. When did it keep going? It's the late 2010s. Yeah, they haven't used Gotta Catch 'em All in a while, have they? Didn't get to play White and Black 2. Didn't honestly finish White and Black originally. I've recently gone back to play them. Bought White and Black and White and Black 2. Gonna do White then Black and then the sequels. Good luck with it, Amarella. I think you'll have fun with it. Like I said, I really enjoy both of them. Black and White 2 being my favorites in the series, so I think you'll have fun with them. Okay. And that's it. I'll be back on Monday. See you, everybody.